Okay, we're live. How you doing, America? Podcast Nation, the whole world. What's good with Gil and Larry back? We switched it to Sunday morning, man. We got some games lined up. We want to give y'all real time, like today time, our opinions. That way, it could be worth something today. Hopefully, for the people that are betting and trying to get some money out here, uh, our picks will be good. We got some new things we're going to bring into the program. Gil's top five. I'm gonna give you five, bro. I'm gonna give you five picks. Top five picks. I want to know your top fives. Yeah,
Top
I'm gonna
five.
put the pressure
Okay.
on you. I'm put pressure on you. Okay. Oh, I'm Larry, and that be
I be the man Gil.
yes, sir. So, man, we got a lot to discuss. I want to kind of get into it and not, waste time with too much extra stuff. Let's just get into the sports stuff, man. Let's talk to me, man. What's on your brain? What's on the plate? What's on the plate for today, man? I'm
Man,
psyched.
man, there is a lot to talk about today. I'm glad we are on Sunday morning. We got college football to talk about. We got a little bit of WNBA. We got a little bit of NHL. We got that fight that happened last night with Logan Paul and Dylan Danish, and a little bit of MLB. And of course, we're going to come big time with the NFL. But I want to start off first. There's three things that happened within the last couple of days with college football, and I think we just got to point them out.
Oh, yeah.
And we got to address it. Three things.
Yes, sir.
First thing is the best game of the college weekend, which was the best matchup. Washington, Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
Great game. Great game. They both delivered. You saw two guys that are in the Heisman hopefuls with the quarterback of Washington and the quarterback of Oregon. That game lived up to the hype. I want to hear your thoughts a little bit on that game, because I saw some of it and I watched the highlights afterwards. Man, that looked like it was something.
Hey, I watched the whole game front to end because, like you said, it's two Heisman candidates. You got Lennox from Lennox that's on Washington side, and you got Bo Nix. Both of them are seasoned quarterbacks. Lennox came from Indiana. He played 2 years in Indiana. Then he transferred over to Washington, which that offense is outstanding. I mean, it's like they mirror each other, man. When I'm looking at the game, you got two explosive offenses, okay? Credit to the defenses. I mean, they stepped up at key moments, but it's no stopping. When you got that type of offense and you got two veteran quarterbacks, it was like whoever got the ball at the end, it was kind of one of them type of games. You know what I mean? I thought the guy from Washington, Lennox, I thought he's the real deal, bro. He's the real deal, in my opinion. I think they built an offense around him that's cohesive to his skill set because he gets the ball quick and he makes smart decisions with the football. Okay. And then on the Oregon side, you got Bo Nix, and that receiving core he got, the running back, he couldn't really get off too much because it's that defense, that front four was outstanding. Hostile environment, Pac-12, two top dogs. They was going for the top spot. Because we'll talk about another game that happened later on at night, You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it lived up to the billing. I love it. I saw why them two dudes are Heisman Trophy candidates, and I'm thinking if the Washington quarterback Lennox, if he keeps going the route he's going right now, it's going to be hard to beat him. It's going to be hard to beat him, especially from, once again, I'm trying to give a prelude to why the next subject you're going to talk about. That happened last night, But yeah, man, it was a great game. Great game.
Yeah, I got to agree. I thought it would be the game to watch for different reasons. I thought it would be the game to watch because I thought it was evenly matched. Again, two Heisman hopefuls that I thought were going to finish probably second and third when it was all said and done. That might not be the case now. And as you said, we'll get into that in just a minute. It's just kind of funny how we're talking about the Pac-12. Yeah. This is the conference that is disbanding after this season, and this is what we're talking about. This is where we're getting the best football, the best Heisman candidates. I don't know. Maybe it's in the football gods, as they say. This is what you get because you're not going to get this anymore after this year. So I was excited about the game. I'm excited to see Washington and Oregon finish out the year, especially Washington.
Yes.
Pretty dope, man. I enjoyed that game. Now I got to get to number two, the other Pac-12 school that I think both of us had winning this game.
I did.
USC
I
at
did.
Notre Dame. Notre Dame coming off of 2 straight losses. The bummer last week against Louisville. I don't know what happened there. But let's just say they rebounded and they made the best player in college football look pedestrian by forcing him into 3 interceptions.
It was bad.
And I think they got 5 turnovers altogether. Yes. Notre Dame smashed USC, smashed them so bad that I think no matter what happens the rest of the year, I think Caleb Williams is out as a Heisman Trophy candidate. I still think if he comes out for the NFL, he'll be number 1 if he chooses to come out. But I think as far as a repeat Heisman guy, nope. I still think Archie Griffin, 74-75, is still going to be the only guy for now. I don't think there'll be any repeat at all, unless the Washington and Oregon quarterbacks they have a stinker. You know, I don't see that happening. But I didn't see this happening. Tell me about what you think about the accolades of Notre Dame stepping up and the disappointment of USC.
Oh man, you know what? Notre Dame showed me what I've been seeing all year. They're defensively sound. All year they have been defensively sound. I noticed them in the Ohio State game because that was a great game, like a great game. And USC has in the past has dominated Notre Dame. It hasn't even been a question. Every time USC has came to Notre Dame went out there. I don't care what the roster was, they destroyed them. And I'm talking about Notre Dame teams that was having great years. When they went to play Southern Cal, it was something about Southern Cal. I'm talking about the Reggie Bush days when it was just a dominance. It was just dominance, right? And to see that they made the Heisman Trophy winner from last year, and definitely the forefront for this year up to this point in the season, like you said, they made them look very pedestrian. The packages, the disguises of how they switched up the defense was smart. How they disguised certain things. I think they rushed a lot of throws on them. Just able to put pressure on them. You know, so that was kind of the blueprint. If you're going to beat a Caleb Williams type of team, you have to bring pressure to any quarterback. I don't care how good they are. If you can bring pressure and make them uncomfortable, because that's what Notre Dame did. But three, it's hard to get out of the hole. I don't care what game you from the NFL, high school, college. If you spot the other team 3 turnovers, bro, it's hard to kind of win a game that way. And like you said, I don't know unless Washington quarterback has a fall off and or Bo Nix, because he'll be, in my opinion, be second, right? If they have letdown games, that's the only way I could see that Caleb Williams will still be the forerunner. You know what I mean? They would have to have like a letdown game, like lose to like Stanford or something.
Well, I guess that leads me to point number 3. Great how we timed that one. Absolutely devastating loss for Colorado.
Yes.
Friday night.
Disappointing.
Listen, you and I have sung the praises of Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, and what he's doing to that program. And I'm not going to change my thoughts on that. And I have a feeling you're not either. But you got to take the good with the bad when you're telling the story.
Yeah.
And this was horrific. The fact that they were up, what was it? 20? Was it 29? 29 to nothing at home at halftime, and then you lose in double overtime to Stanford, which is considered not to be as strong this year as they've been in previous years. Another Pac-12 school.
Mm-hmm.
I am very disappointed. I was beyond surprised. I was shocked. I was shocked that they got outscored in the second half. I mean, so bad. When I saw some of those fans of Colorado crying, hey, listen, man, there's Juju, there's Karma, excuse me. I'm not sure it was the best thing in the world for Sanders, the quarterback now, to be going up to Arizona when they won that game, Arizona State, and be showing off the watch, stuff like that. I don't think, against that school, I don't think that's really what you should have been doing. This wasn't LSU, this wasn't Alabama. To be that cocky. It makes people want to root against you.
Yeah.
And I hope his father, Coach Prime, told him, hey, chillax with that. That being said, they are going to get everybody's best punch.
Yeah.
And even though you come out and you run over them with a train in the first half, until they're dead, they're still alive. And they came to play. And I gotta say, hats off to Stanford.
Indeed.
But for sticking in there, not throwing in the towel, and seizing the moment. But this game is more about the lost
Yeah. Yeah.
of Colorado
Look.
than it is anything with Stanford or anybody else. So the fact that this happened on Friday and we're talking about this Sunday morning, I'm hurt for Coach Prime, but this was him. This was the wake up call again, saying you're not there. You got to play 4 quarters, and you got to keep your boys in check a little bit.
Yeah, and to your credit, man. I mean, they must be giving out peanut butter sandwiches at halftime, man. No jelly, straight choke sandwiches. That was a life lesson, bro. That was like your life lesson, And unfortunately, Prime, you can't put no blemish on his resume, bro. What he has done as a player, okay. Even as a coach at Jackson State, it's still a build-up. We still got to remind ourselves that he has to build this program, okay. Have they exceeded their expectations? Yes. I mean, even with the wins and the losses they have taken, he knew, and we know he could sell it, but he's not lining up between the lines, bro. He's not going on that field and execute. He cannot execute. Trust me. He cannot go out there and play the game. And that right there was what you call a life lesson, okay? And sometimes life lessons, as we know, come in harsh ways, okay? Because that right there was ego at its highest point. You're up 29-0. You slept on your opponent. That was me sleeping on my opponent from the beginning, okay? They're the bottom of the Pac-12, okay? So I'm not up for the game because I'm like, this is me. It's bully ball. I'm going to bully this team. This is what we do. It's bully ball, okay? And you was doing that. The first half, it was bully ball, right? But one thing about bullies, as we know, that you got to push a bully back. And that's what Stanford did the second half. They said, okay, yeah, y'all was bullying us. We in the corner. You got in the corner. Now we're going to show you what we built like. And it started with that 97-yard reception, bro. And I watched the play happen. I said, that was the kind of the indicator is going to go left, right? This man broke one from the 3-yard line. It wasn't even a pass. It was really a hitch route. You feel me? Quicker. And I watched him, the first tackle miss, and he was going to the races. And Silo tried to hawk him down, but he was gone. And from that moment, they said, we're in this game, and 2 overtimes. And like you said, the brash, and I get it. You're in college. I get it. I know the NL dollars and all the marketing stuff and all that stuff. I get it, right? But like you said, man, you don't do that too. That was the team you're supposed to beat, okay? And y'all barely beat them, okay? So it's no way possible. I'm flashing no, because I'm going to be mad at myself and my team for the way, we got the dub, but I don't like the way we got the dub, okay? And man, this is just, once again, I know it's going to be a couple years, bro, but these are the games that you have to win. And Deion admitted himself. He said, sometimes, man, I don't have the players that are ready for the moment. Depending on fourth quarters. Like you said, it's been a frustrating year. The first game was probably their best game when they played TCU, because when they were focused, 100% focused, before the hype, before the meeting machine, before all the other stuff. They was focused. From there, man, it was like, how I go, bro. If I gas you up, if I feed your ego, if I tell you the greatest thing alive, it's kind of hard to kind of dial that down, when you haven't done anything. You can't dial. It's kind of hard to dial it back when you're not used to it. It's like a guy when he get around a pretty girl, she gives him attention. It's like, oh my God, man, I had this attention before. He go cuckoo for cuckoo puffs, man. Hey, man, like, calm down, bro. It's okay. She's beautiful. She likes you. Just keep it at that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. That's my opinion, man.
I mean, there's nothing else I can really add to that. Life lesson for sure. Hopefully it makes them better. You always hear all the time, best thing that ever happened was losing that game or whatever. Okay, I mean, whatever. I don't think you needed to lose the game to be humbled. I thought Oregon did that to you. a few weeks ago. But
Sure.
needless to say, now they know that they can't always be a front runner and still win. You know, especially on the road, it just takes one play to get that crowd going, to get that team believing, and then all of a sudden the clock is against you.
Yes.
It's against you. You're like, oh, we just got to show up in the second half, and just participate, and we're going to win. Well, there's no lead that's big enough for you to just stop playing. There's no lead, and you saw it. You saw it against a less than stellar Stanford team come back and really put it on you. So, we'll see. This is building blocks, and sometimes you got to take a step back in order to take a step or two forward. And hopefully this is the last wake-up call they need for this season. They can lose another game, but to lose like this was worse than losing to Oregon.
It was.
Oregon just blew you out of the water right away. You just knew it was two different programs right from Jump Street. This was
embarrassing.
This was embarrassing.
Embarrassing, man.
This was embarrassing. This was the time when you hold your head down and the tears start coming out when you're in the shower and stuff like that. And you're like, what happened? What happened? You don't want to see the film.
You walk around campus, you're not the man.
Yeah, you're not the
You'll
man.
get that. You'll get them pity hugs like, it's okay. We'll get them next week.
You gave the haters reason to hate on this one. You put a target on your back, and you did that yourself. So there's really nothing else to add to that. We'll go through a couple things kind of quick. Okay. Did you see the Logan Paul, Dylan Danish
aftermath?
I saw that.
Vacation.
I have to admit, I only saw highlights.
I saw the aftermath.
I saw some post comments.
Yeah.
I don't know your feel about it. For me, outside of how it ended, it went pretty much exactly how I thought. Number one, Dylan Danish is a douche.
Yeah.
You hear him talk, you follow him a little bit. He is an absolute D-bag. Period. End of story. Right. He's the reason, him alone is the reason why when Khabib Nurmagomedov beat Conor McGregor, he's the reason why Khabib jumped out of the octagon and jumped Conor's camp because Dylan Danish was the one that was talking all that smack during the fight and leading up to the fight. That's who he was going after to try and get, and it's a good thing he didn't get him because he would have killed that guy.
You definitely would have.
Dylan Danish is a mediocre MMA fighter. Mediocre. He's got pretty good jiu-jitsu. That's his bread and butter, but everything else is meh. And listen, he said and did what he had to do to get the fight. Not everybody can wear the white hat. Someone's got to wear the black hat. You remember Mayweather said that. Someone's got to wear the black hat, and he definitely chose to do it, and he got paid. He definitely got paid more for this fight than he did any other fight. You can combine them all together. So in that sense, I understand, but there's no excuse for some of the things that came out of his mouth. Him talking about Logan Paul's fiance. No. Let's be men. Let's keep it between the fellas. We don't go there. Okay, that's kind of ugly. And he got tuned up, and he had to resort to. He clearly wanted out of the fight. He was clearly like, no chance of my winning. I want out. So what does he do? He starts going for MMA takedowns when he's got boxing gloves on. Couldn't take him down. Absolutely, once again, embarrasses himself, embarrasses MMA because it's another MMA guy going into boxing saying he's going to whoop you and he loses. That's got to stop. It won't, but I wish it would stop. And by the way, it's going to happen again when Fury takes on Ngannou. Tyson Fury is going to tune up Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
Again, something else I wish would not happen, but it's going to happen because there's money, and if it makes dollars, it makes sense. These Logan Paul things, they are fiascos, whether it's Logan or Jake, but this went a whole nother level. The build up and then how it ended and afterwards. I mean, you gotta really pick and choose because there's going to come a point where people are just going to be turned off right at the moment. And when you get somebody that's legit that they want to see, they're going to be like, no, it's a Paul brother. I just can't anymore. I can't. They're sideshows. They're a different kind of spectacle. And I don't want any part of that. And I always tell myself that I'm never going to watch their fight, but I'll pay attention to post-fight after because of the business that you and I are in. But this just confirms my thoughts on I never want to see a Paul brother fight because it's just to me it's bad for boxing and it's bad for the other guy who tries to fight him in whatever sport he's in, whether it's the NBA or MMA and stuff like that. It's just what you're trying to say is, listen, you got guys that can kind of box, but we got the tough guys, and the tough guys can beat the guys who train in boxing. And the point, it's a no.
It's a no.
When you train in one discipline and you're kind of a pro, you're going to beat the novice. Does anybody with half a brain and a little common sense think Francis Ngannou is going to beat Tyson Fury?
Seriously,
anybody? What are they going to say? They're going to say the same thing when people thought Conor had a chance against Mayweather. Oh, he's got more power. He has a bigger punch. All he has to do is hit him twice. Once will be the game changer. The other one will drop him.
Yeah,
But you're making your professional debut against the current champ, and you think you got a shot because you're knocking out fools in MMA and UFC. I'm a big UFC guy, and I'll take. I'm the kind of guy that Joe Rogan said, you put an MMA guy locked in a hotel room with a pro boxer, the MMA guy wins big time because he has more tools to work with. 100%. But you take an MMA guy with all those tools to go against a guy with one tool, and that's the discipline they're fighting in. The boxer's going to win 95% of the time. If it's a good boxer, a ranked guy, a champion, he wins 100 out of 100 times. Fury, I could already see it. He's going to make it go like 3 rounds just so people are entertained and get their money's worth. How many times is he going to be up against the ropes with his hands down and he'll be juking, right? And Francis, he'll start swinging and then he'll stop. And then he'll stop and he'll do feints. And in the meantime, all they're doing is just nothing, which won't be exciting until Fury throws. And Fury likes to kind of counterpunch. He's going to have to initiate here. He's going to kill Francis. Yeah. Francis isn't going to get the 1-2 punch. That's going to be the game changer to put him down. Fury is hard to hit just in the boxing universe. Never mind an MMA guy coming in with his first professional fight. And I get you build it up. Baddest man on the planet. You always call the heavyweight, who's the champ, the baddest man. Well, this guy is the champ here, and this guy's the champ here. Okay, you can kind of sell it like that. But like I said, and I want to hear your thoughts. And the one thing that hurts our podcast is you and I agree on almost everything.
I'm sorry.
So when we disagree, I got to really come at you, but we barely disagree. And I have a feeling we're not going to disagree with this either. I think going back to the Logan Paul, Dylan Danish, garbage. I expected garbage. I got garbage. And I'm expecting Tyson Fury, unfortunately, because I'm an MMA guy, I think he's going to put it on Francis Ngannou and embarrass another MMA guy.
Man, you know what, brother? I would love to disagree with you, brother, but I'm a traditionalist when it comes to boxing, like you were speaking about. And that's the arena that they're choosing to keep having these exhibition fights at. And I understand the money and all that, but I think it's totally disrespectful to the sport. I think it's disrespectful to people that actually put their life and they whole passion is boxing, man. You talking about from amateurs all the way up to professional rankings, right? And these YouTube guys keep jumping up in this arena, man. And how do they get more press than actual boxers? You feel me? I get tired of seeing this stuff. It's a joke to me, bro. I don't even watch it. It's a joke. You know, it's a joke. I have no confidence in none of these MMA. And then you pick washed up MMA fighters, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about over the top, the Diaz and all them other people that they fought and like you said, Francis, you know, he's not even fighting now in MMA. And you're gonna fight Tyson Fury, who took a punch by Deontay Wilder, mind you. His right.
Another heavy hitter.
Another heavy hitter. Hits hard, right? Put you to sleep with that right hand, right? Got up like a zombie possessed him, like he was gypsy magic, whatever, right? Right, yeah, king. So he popped up like Night of the Living Dead, right? And you expect
like
this,
the Undertaker, like
the Undertaker. Yeah, right? No. And you expect this MMA fighter to have a chance. Like you expected the Paul brother to have a chance against Floyd Mayweather, who was quite arguably the best boxer that has done it. Technician-wise, he definitely is, right? No shot. He's a showman, so he knows how to sell a fight, just like Fury knows how to sell a fight. And like you said, it's not because he's actually challenging him. It's the fact that y'all people paid all this money to come see this fight, and I'm not going to send him home on his kiss of the first round. Okay? I'm not going to Mike Tyson y'all, okay? I ain't going to give y'all that 1 minute fight, okay? You know, Mike Tyson been giving him pointers and everything. I don't care if Muhammad Ali jumped out, rest in peace of Muhammad, that he jumped out his grave and gave him some pointers. It ain't going to work, okay? I'm tired of it, man. I'm just tired of it, bro. I don't want to see this. I want to see fighters fight. We should be talking about Benavidez fighting Jude. You feel me? When this Tank Davis going to fight Shakur Stevens. You know what I mean? It's the Shakur. You know, I want to see that. That's the type of stuff I want to see in the boxing world. I don't care about exhibitions, man. I don't. You know, I mean, it's good for the retired ones when they're done in the sport, like Canelo, when he's done, like you said, you know, I might entertain an exhibition. You know, if they put 30, 40 million on the line, why not? It's an easy payday for me. You know what I mean? So I can see for the old fighters, just like for me with rappers, the new Spaces podcast, you know, once your career done, you got to go somewhere else, right? You still got a passion for it. You just ain't in that space right now. You're not relevant. So what do? You go to podcasts, you know? And I feel it's the same way with these, the way they're setting it up is for when these fighters, they want, you know, get that itch. You get around the wife too much, the kids run around, you know, they get on your nerves. So you say, you know what? I'm just gonna just pick up a nice little fight real quick, a little check, get out, just get some activity going, you know. And I think that's good for them. But when you talk about Logan Paul, who's never been a boxer, bro, I never heard about this guy in the amateur rankings. He hasn't had a professional career, and yet we give him more press than actual fighters.
Yep.
I have an issue with this, bro.
Yep.
I really do. And this is the world we in, man. This fantasy. It's a fantasy to me. You know what I mean? This is fantasy, man. We gotta live with reality, bro. We gotta live with reality, okay?
Hey, listen, hats off to the Paul brothers for creating a name and a brand for themselves and making that money. Hey, listen, I'm jealous. I'm envious of how they were able to do it. They are still considered YouTubers more than they are professional boxers, but they know how to suck you in. Not me and you personally, but they know how to get an audience. They know how to get paid. They know how to bring attention. And you're right. It just kind of shows where boxing is as a sport, that you can get a couple of YouTubers to fight guys that aren't boxers, and they'll get more headway and they'll make more money on a pay-per-view than these guys that are killers, that are real legit boxers ranked in Ring Magazine. I'm sad. I'm sad for boxing, and I think one of the things that hurt. I'm an HBO guy. I mean, I have Showtime too, but I loved how HBO covered boxing.
I did.
And you know, Boxing After Dark.
Yes, sir.
Max Kellerman.
Yep.
But since boxing has left HBO, I really think the sport has tanked. I don't think they get publicized enough. A little bit on ESPN, but you got to admit, the UFC gets more attention on ESPN. They have something every week. ESPN Plus is showing something every Saturday, and then sometimes during the week with the Contender Series from UFC. That's not happening with boxing. Boxing, they used to have the Friday night fights. They don't really have that anymore. Now it's just it's Saturday or nothing, and you're seeing guys that the novice, I'll even say myself, never heard of or has never seen. Maybe I heard of you, but I've never seen. So what am I waiting for? Two guys that are high ranked or champions, or one's a champion. How often am I getting that a year? Twice? 3 times at most. 3 times at most.
Yep.
And the UFC is putting out good
Oh,
stuff, good stuff
yeah,
every single weekend.
yeah.
They were the ones that they went business as usual during the pandemic. You can have your opinion on that or not. They went down to Florida and they never stopped. They
Never,
never stopped.
never. You know, it's
So
why I'm gonna throw
listen,
a name. I'm gonna throw
you
a name
can
out there.
you can say what you want about Dana White, and there's a lot to say, believe me.
My
But he knows how to promote his sport. He
man,
knows how to get the fighters that deserve to be seen, and he knows how to put on the fights that people want to see.
indeed.
Okay, and maybe not maybe they're kind of cheap business wise on how they pay these guys. But listen, there's other MMA companies, not many more, but there's a few other ones. You can join one of them. You know, this is America's free country. You can join one of them and see if you want to make more money, and maybe you will with sponsorship and stuff like that. But you're not going to get the notoriety. You know, people know who a UFC champion is. They might not know who a Bellator champion is, or a Show Dog champion, or things like that. I'm just saying. So I hope boxing, within the next couple of years, they can promote better. Really air guys on TV that they think is going to be something. You can't always have a champion. I get that.
Nope.
I get you can't always put up a top 10 guy, but you can get up. There are local guys, especially out of like New York and Philadelphia and Chicago,
Sure,
that
sure.
that locally they're like, whoa, this guy, you got to look out for this guy. So ESPN or whomever, they need to grab onto guys like that. Go to the streets locally and start interviewing people, so you can create an audience and we can kind of follow a guy in his journey. I remember Oscar De La Hoya's journey. I remember
Yeah,
Oscar De La
I
Hoya
do.
before he went to the
I do.
Olympics. I
Yep.
remember him winning gold in the Olympics when his
Yep.
mom died. I remember him going pro right after and
Yep.
watching his whole career. Why can't they? If they could do that with Oscar, and Oscar was great, but there's a lot of other guys that are great, and there are guys that are better than Oscar now than when Oscar was in his prime. I mean, learn how to promote your sport. Learn how to do it. The fact that I'm seeing vignettes and promotions of Fury and Ngannou, and I'm not seeing anything else from boxing.
Yeah.
What is that? Promote yourself. That's one of the things the NHL's got wrong. They don't know how to promote themselves. The NBA does.
What do we?
The NFL does.
Do they?
You know what I'm saying? Learn from this. People want to buy merch. Doesn't matter what the economy is. People want to buy merchandise. The WWE knows how.
Yeah,
okay, I'm a sucker buying merch for WWE, and that's not even a professional sport. It's sports entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to lessen them, because as far as entertainment goes, in my opinion, they're as good as any professional sport entertainment wise. But you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I feel like boxing is slowly becoming on life support, and they really need a charge. I don't want something to happen to this sport where they're an afterthought, and I think they're kind of close to being there. I just want to put like a period on that, because I feel like if there's anything else we say about it, it's going to be negative. Your final thoughts on that?
My final thoughts is a guy I want to bring out, and they got on this guy so bad, but if you look at it, he was needed for the sport. Don King, right? He was a character. But he sold boxing. Like, you paid attention when Don King jumped out there. Yeah, he's a crook. Yeah, he was rough, right? But that shows you, when you give the fighter that platform compared to the promoter, the platform, this is why the business is suffering what it is. A fighter can't promote itself, bro, as much as they think they can, And I know they want to model Floyd and all that, but you're not going to find too many Floyd Mayweathers, man. You're not. That's why Terrence Crawford doesn't get the billing as he should got, because he's not able to sell fights. At the end of the day, it is a business. Like you said, merchandise, it's about the bottom line. It's about the business. Money people understand that. Fighters and brutes don't. They, it's like, go in there, beat your head in, and, get your belt, and you're happy. We're going to get the money while you go ahead and fight and put your life on the line, okay? But in order for you to benefit off of your talent, you're going to need a money guy in order to promote you. And that's where the business is at. That's why a YouTuber come into this arena, because guess what? He can promote himself. He promotes well. You know, that's what he does on YouTube. That's how he had to build his following up, right? It's very hard to build a following up organically. So you got to have some type of gimmick, some type of etch to you, some type of something to you to make a person say, hey, man, oh, let me pay attention to what they're saying. You know, especially in this arena, it's flooded, it's oversaturated. So what makes you stand out? And that's how I feel about boxing, man. It's like you need a character. You need not just Canelo. Canelo is bigger than life, okay? But you need some more Canelos. You need some people that you go really like, man, this guy is awesome for selling a fight. You know what I mean? Because this is, like you said, when you get 2 or 3 fights a year, man. And like you said, you don't even know probably don't know better meat it is, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I mean, Canelo sells a fight by his skill because he's one of the top guys. He looks Irish, but he's very Mexican. Now at least he could speak a little broken English. Before that, he always needed a translator. But I hear what you're saying. You need someone who's polarizing.
Yes.
Okay. Don King is polarizing. He's a promoter and he grabs your attention. Yes, you're right. He is a crook. He's probably not a good guy. Okay, but Don King is from the streets. Don King was a pimp before he was a boxing promoter. He was promoting boxing 30 years before the internet ever existed. You know, now it's kind of easy to promote yourself because we have these platforms. You and I are promoting ourselves because we have these platforms. Back then, it was word of mouth. So you got this guy who knew how to handle money, promote people. He had to look with the hair and stuff like that. You know, and now you have promoters that are more button up, like a Bob Arum,
Bob
or
Arum,
stuff like that. But you know, and there's other guys, but you're right. So Mike Tyson could sell himself because he was Mike Tyson. People are there's still an aura around Mike Tyson that isn't around a Lennox Lewis, who was better than Mike Tyson, isn't around a Riddick Bowe that arguably was as good as Mike Tyson.
I agree.
Isn't around even Holyfield, who I respect and is loved. He doesn't have that aura that Mike Tyson has. You know, Larry Holmes doesn't have that aura that Mike Tyson has. You know who had it? Muhammad Ali had it.
Oh, he had it.
You know who had it? Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray had it. Yes, he had it. It's a moxie. They had the moxie, man. They had the moxie. Because we still talk about them today.
Yeah, we still talk about those. Those guys are still relevant today, and they haven't boxed in 30 years. Some of them are gone. Muhammad Ali knew how to promote himself, promote the sport.
Yes, he did.
He knew how to do that. He didn't need no promoter. He just needed the other guy to show up.
That's it.
Listen, you show up, I'll handle it. I'll make us some money. I'll wear the black hat. It's all right. It's all about money. It's all about money. I'm going to do vignettes. I'm going to do promos that they do now in professional wrestling, but I'm going to do that in the 60s.
Yes, sir.
And not feel bad about it, because when I won the gold medal for the United States and I come back to Kentucky, I have people in my own town using the N-word on me after I brought them the gold medal. So I'm not apologetic. I'm not. Let me not get into that. But I got mad respect for Ali, a lot more than Mike Tyson, by the way. So let's turn the page on that. Put a pin in it. Couple other things I want to get through before we get to the Feast de Resistance, as they say, or I hope they say, because I might have said that wrong. And I want to play a game with you too that I think you're going to enjoy. WNBA tonight, it's game 3. The Las Vegas Aces are up 2 games on the New York Liberty. I'll be honest, I haven't watched a second of this, but I am kind of a Liberty fan. I was rooting for Liberty. They're the 2 number 1 seeds, West Coast, East Coast. I'm hoping that the Liberty can come back, but it's not looking good. I think in the finals, is it best 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 7? It's best 3 out of 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's do or die. Liberty got to win 3 straight. You can't win 3 straight in one day. So win tonight and worry about game 4 when game 4 comes around. Win tonight. They're at home. listen, you win tonight, you can't have a series any closer than 2-1 after 3 games. So you got to think of it like that. So just win tonight. I hope the Liberty win. I can't really comment too much about it. I like Breanna Stewart. The Aces got a really, really good team. So, and they're the defending champions. They're favored to win. Yeah. Go Liberty. I don't know if you want to make a comment on that or do you want to move on?
Oh man, you already summarized it. I think one thing I want to on the end cap is the fact that I think the thing that hurt that, because I love seeing the females. They're not going to the same equality as the men, unfortunately. I think the highest paid player in their league is like 1.2 million, which is crazy when you're paying Stephen 250 million.
Yeah, they all got to play overseas in the off season.
Exactly.
That's how homegirl got in trouble in
Brittany. Brittany overseas. Yup, overseas. Yup. So that part right there. I think that what that hurt their sport when, believe it or not, when Kobe the legend Brian died, I think he was going to be a spokesperson for their league because his daughter played ball. And you've seen her coming getting better and better. So I thought that he probably would have put a lot of his resources to try to bring some equality to that sport. Because they are expanding. Everybody get a team in Seattle and everything, but I think right now Aces is primed to win. I mean, it remind me the Houston Comets when they
Cynthia. Didn't they win like the first 4?
Yes, they did. They won the first 3 of them because they had like Cynthia Cooper was like Michael Jordan in that league. She played
Cooper
like
and Swoops.
Yep, Cheryl Swoops.
And Tina Thompson.
Tia Thompson. Yup, Tia Thompson. Oh, that 3. Oh, legendary.
I used to watch that.
Yes, sir.
I used to watch that, man.
Yeah. There's some good games.
I watched that.
The Monarchs, and they were some good teams, man. So
New York Liberty.
Yes, sir. The Liberty is one of the
Lisa Leslie.
Lisa Leslie over in Sparks. So yeah, I think I'm definitely a sponsor of their sport for real. I'm just mad that it's not going to get the equality of the men's because they're not dunking. Which Gilbert Arenas made a great point. He said, if you lower the rim just slightly so that they can dunk, I think it will bring more attention to them.
Yeah, I'm going to push back on that. The men's game is better and more exciting. Let's just be real. Yeah. Men, bigger, stronger, faster. So if you're an athlete, the gap gets bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like a female athlete, they're here. Okay, let's put it this way. The average guy is here physically, and the woman is a little bit below. Now, if you have a female athlete, she rises. But a male athlete, not only does he rise, he kind of pulls away a little bit, widens the gap. Listen, I didn't create man. I didn't create women. I think I prefer women. I think they are the better sex.
Yes, sir.
So I'm talking about gender.
Gender.
Gender-wise.
Yeah, gender-wise.
I love women. To me, they are superior in other ways over men. Probably the ways that matter.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, men are bigger, stronger, faster. So as an athlete, it's going to stand out more. Women, in the WNBA, unless you're 6'5" or taller, they usually don't dunk. And if they do dunk, it's a simple dunk. You don't see a windmill. You don't see off the backboard. You never see an alley-oop. It is what it is. I'm not trying to trash the game.
Yeah.
I'm real talk here. I enjoy them because I know when I played ball, they would beat me. So I can appreciate that. But as an observer, as a natural observer, it's just not as good. Maybe in person, but on TV, it just doesn't translate as well. I don't want to lower the rim because basketball is basketball. What are we going to do next? Make the ball smaller so they can palm it and stuff like that? I don't want to do that. I don't want to. Listen, this is the game. We are evolving as people physically. We're bigger, stronger, faster now, men and women, than we were 20 years ago.
Right.
So maybe in 20 years, we'll see more dunking. We'll see, the ladies will be bigger. They will be more athletic. They will be faster. I don't want to cheapen it because then I feel like they're not acting as pros. These are the pros, and this is the level that they're at. We bring stuff that you do that for the kids.
Yeah.
You're there for the kids. These are grown ass women.
Yeah.
And they deserve that kind of respect. And they can play. They can play ball. They don't have to apologize because they're not above the rim. They're playing professionally. You and I and those who are watching are not. So I'm envious of them. I think they should get more money. But aesthetically, actually viewing the game, I get it. It's not even the level of probably like top-notch high school ballers.
Yeah, I agree.
Those McDonald's All-Americans.
Not seriously. No, you ain't lying. That's a true statement. Like, even them high schoolers is exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You see those All-Star games. You see those McDonald's All-Star games.
Man, look like professional ballers, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about highlight reel. It look like an all-star game, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Jumping out the gym.
Oh, the
it's
hand
pretty sweet.
Oh,
it's good stuff.
Oh, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Oh. So we'll put a pin on that. WNBA Game 3 tonight. NHL just started. You and I both kind of came to the agreement. You can't really talk too much NHL until we hit March, until they make the playoff push. It's just not one of those games that, you can really talk about too much and with the names and stuff like that. People, unless you're following it, man, it is tough. The NBA is not much better, by the way, at this point. But just two things that really stand out to me going into this season for the NHL. Number one, Connor McDavid for the Edmonton Oilers is the best player in the NHL. The second thing that stands out to me is the rookie Connor Bedard, who is now playing for the Chicago Blackhawks, 18-year-old. He is the next great one.
Yes.
He is the next Sidney Crosby. He is the next Alex Ovechkin. He's the next Connor McDavid. Yes. And I think if you're looking to the NHL and like, okay, what should I look for this coming season? The two Connors are the guys. McDavid, because he's the best, because he's here, and Bedard, because he's coming.
Oh, he's clearly the best. Oh, he's clear. I'm in agreement with you, man. I mean, it's hard to disagree. Like you said, like we said before, if you're a hockey, you watch hockey. To me, it's like baseball in the beginning. You really can't talk. There's too many games going on, bro. After the All-Star break, then we can start really getting in detail, because then you'll start to see how it's shaping it. Because right now, a bottom feeder might be good. You know what I mean? You might have somebody like Buffalo. Not to pick on Buffalo, they might have a good team here. Who knows? But I'm just saying, traditionally, they have been bottom feeders. But Edmonton looks good. They look good. I expect Toronto to be there. Certain teams I just think is going to kind of be there. Tampa Bay.
Toronto will make the playoffs and then lose.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just what they do.
It's not good to see, because they're one of the original six.
They are.
So you want to see them kind of at least make the Stanley Cup, once every 5 years. Can you do that? Toronto. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't think they're the hottest team coming out of Canada, to be honest.
Yeah.
Of all them great teams, I think Winnipeg will have a run. They had one last year, Winnipeg. The Avalanche,
Ottawa.
Jersey was impressive last year. I want to see what they'll do this year.
Yeah.
They came out
That's
hot.
my team.
Yeah, they came out hot. Yeah, the Devils came out hot. They came out hot last year. Rangers, because defensively, Rangers, offensively, they got some pieces. So it's I know you hate the Rangers. That's a rival.
I grew up not liking the Rangers
at all. The team that the
Flyers
Jersey Devils hate.
Flyers too.
Flyers. I'm not pro Philly anything. I'm sorry. I don't even like their cheesesteaks. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm not going that far.
I'm going there.
Don't make it personal. Don't make it personal.
You remember
I'm a whiz-wit guy. I'm a whiz-wit guy from Geno's. I prefer Geno's over Pat's. I'm a whiz-wit guy.
That's why you mean wait around in a line for that nasty cheesesteak, man?
You watch
cheesesteak, man.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Don't make it personal.
Max's. If I'm eating a cheesesteak, Max's. You gotta go to Max's. Max's.
Over Casabula's?
Yeah.
Over Tony Luke's?
Yes. And we can do a food review too, bro. We can do a food review. Yeah.
Be careful.
I'm trying to tell you.
Be careful.
I'm trying to tell you. But yeah, man.
Listen, Philadelphia, I didn't make it personal. I like your cheesesteaks. I like your cream cheese. I like your pretzels. I like the fact that you say hoagie instead of sub. Okay, I'm all in favor of that. And yes, I'm anti-Flyers. That's because I'm a Devils fan.
I'm anti-Sixers.
I'm not anti-Phillies.
Yeah, I'm anti-Phillies.
Which, by the way, I think they're going to win the World Series this year. We're going to get the baseball. We're going to get the baseball in a minute. Oh, let's get the baseball now.
Let's get the baseball,
let's get
bro.
the baseball now.
Let's get the baseball, bro.
Let's do it right now,
bro. Okay.
MLB. We're down to 4. We're down to 4. Texas, Houston, the great state of Texas. Everything is bigger in Texas.
I'm a Cowboys
Texas
fan.
Rangers at Houston Astros today. ALCS. I got to give all the props to Texas.
I do.
I did not think they were going to beat the Orioles. They did. They whooped them. And Houston is Houston until they're eliminated. To me, they're probably always the team to beat.
Yes, sir.
But I think this year they're going to get beat in the World Series. I'm not going to jump the gun too much there. We got a game tonight. We got congratulations to the Phillies being Atlanta.
For sure.
They whooped them. We got Phillies and oh my gosh, I forgot who they were playing.
Phillies is playing on a flip side. Oh, Arizona Diamondbacks.
Arizona. Congratulations, Arizona.
Yes, sir.
Nobody thought they were going to be there. Nobody. So they can get swept, and I'm still going to be like,
yeah,
very good, very good. I'm expecting the Phillies to come out of that series, though.
Yeah,
I'm expecting Houston in a tough series against Texas.
Yeah.
Might go 7. I think Houston will get it. Will win the series. But tonight, Texas, Houston on the mound. Jordan Montgomery for Texas on the mound for Houston. Justin Verlander. I've heard of him. He's got a resume.
Yes,
I'm gonna go with Houston winning Game 1 tonight in the American League ALCS. What are your thoughts? Getting here with the final 4 teams. What do you think tonight? And I'm not going to hold you to it, but who do you think is going to win? At least going to the World Series between these 4 teams.
Okay. One, congratulations on all 4 teams. I'm anti-Phillies. Obviously, I'm a Yankees fan.
I'm a Yankees fan.
I'm a Yankees fan too. And the big budgets ain't make it this year. Well, Philly has a big budget.
Yeah,
that's not true. Philly has a big budget. Of all the teams that's playing right now, Philly has the biggest payroll roster. It was impressive what Arizona did to LA, man. They swept a good team, bro. Like, they're a good team. And they swept them. I didn't see that happening. And on the flip side, I didn't see Texas beating the crap out of Orioles. Even though Texas was solid all year, I didn't see them beating them in the postseason. I thought it might have been Orioles. Now I ain't going to say year, but I thought they would at least made the ALCS.
Yes.
The Houston is Houston, bro. Until you dethrone the champion, they haven't lost a beat. They're prime. They've been to 7. We don't talk about them. We don't put them in that type of category when we talk about the Yankees and the Dodgers. We don't put them in that light. But you got to. They're dominating this era. They're like the Patriots of this era right now, bro. And we don't talk about them like that. Seriously, I get it. The cheating, I know. It's a blemish, man. You talked about it, when you get the cheating allegations, it's like going back to Barry Bonds and, when his record, when he broke his record, it was a blemish on him because he was juicing, which unfortunately everybody in the era was juicing, okay, right?
Including the pitchers.
So once again, greatness is greatness. Greatness is greatness. I don't see the edge. Greatness is greatness, okay? Philly, they're going to go. I believe they're primed to go. They have a veteran squad. They have sluggers. They got on-base hitters. They got the mix between young and old. They've been in the big moment. They've been there. Arizona, congratulations to them. But sometimes the moment, if they beat them, it's because they're just young and don't realize how big the moment is. But sometimes the moment can be bigger when you're a young squad. It can be overwhelming. And on the flip side, Texas is going to be a series. It's a battle of Texas. It's a battle of Texas, bro. But Houston is just prime. They have the elements to win. They've been there. It's another game to them. It's sort of like when Jordan and them was in the finals, it's just a difference. I've been here. It's nothing to me. It's nothing to me. I think it's gonna be a repeat of last year. I would hope it would be a repeat of last year with Philly and Houston. I'm in disagreement with you. I still think that Houston has the tools to beat Philly, especially if it comes to be a tight game. We seen it last year. It got tight. Philly withered under the pressure. Houston strived underneath of it, and I don't think it's going to be any different this year. I could be wrong. Made for the Philly fans, because I hate your city and I hate everything about your daggone sports franchise, and I can honestly say that. I know it's nothing in Philly I like. Probably the woman. I like the woman. The woman is cute. I like the woman. But outside of that, I have no qualm about Philly. Maybe because I'm from Delaware and they like big brother to us. I don't know. It's a Philly thing. I don't know.
Well, you and I are both from New Jersey, and we skipped over Philadelphia. Now we're in Delaware together, coincidentally. Listen, I am not anti-Philly. Their fans can be obnoxious for sure. But whatever. That being said, I am not anti-Philly. I think the Phillies have Harper. I think Harper is going to put the team on his back, and I think he's going to find a way. Him and the Phillies will find a way to beat Houston if that's the matchup in the World Series. But you never know. I mean, like you said, I didn't expect Atlanta to lose like they lost. I didn't expect the Dodgers to lose like they lost, and I didn't expect the Orioles to lose like they lost. So nothing is a sure thing. As they say in baseball, the team that's hot is the next game's starting pitcher. That's the hot streak. You're hot if it comes down to the next game starting pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, it's really up in the air on paper. We're both going Houston, Philly, but right now you're going to say Houston wins it, and I completely understand. And I might just be kind of going on the fact that when the Phillies win, it just seems like they really win.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really win a big game. That Philadelphia goes crazy, electric. There's electricity.
Electric.
And by the way, your hate for Philly is not because of the Yankees, because I'm a Yankees fan. Your hate for Philly is because you're a
Cowboys fan.
I'm a
Cowboys fan.
That's your hate.
I'm a Cowboys fan.
That's your hate.
I am. I'm a Cowboys fan. And I'm a Knicks fan. So we don't like
the Knicks haven't been relevant, and they might make the playoffs. What?
They playoffs last year, bro.
They have not been
playoffs last year.
They have not been relevant since Patrick Ewing left. Don't give me 1 year when Carmelo Anthony makes the playoffs. Don't give me 1 year when Randall makes the playoffs. They are not relevant.
We made a playoffs last year.
They are not. The Sixers are more relevant than they are. They are not relevant. They're not. They are no threat. They are a regular season 50-win team at best. Maybe they win a round. Maybe.
Oh my goodness, man.
Maybe. This isn't hate. This is real talk.
No, it's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk.
Like, you could listen. I'm a Nets fan. You could kill my team for how they've run that organization the last few years.
You know what's crazy though? You're actually have a better team this year. Like Nets, I'm picking y'all to be fourth coming out the East. Out the East, I would give y'all the fourth seed.
I'm not ready to make picks yet. We'll do that in a few weeks when the season starts. I'm not ready yet for that. I'm so disappointed in management. What they've done the last 2 to 3 years, it makes me nauseous. I gotta see them.
You went and got James Harden.
I don't want to use up our time talking about the Brooklyn Nets. I don't want to do that. I don't even like the fact that they left New Jersey. Did you know I was a ball boy for the Nets?
Oh man, no, I did not.
Did you know that?
I did not.
I was.
Wow.
I was for one game.
One
game. My stepmother entered my name in a McDonald's contest, and I won.
Oh.
And 2 weeks before my 12th birthday, I was ball boy for the Nets. It was 1987, and the Nets played the Washington Bullets at the time, and they had a rookie, a 7'6" rookie by the name of Manute Bol.
Ooh, Manute Bol.
Everybody knows Manute coming to Philadelphia, but his rookie year he was a bullet.
Washington. He was a bullet.
And
Who's
I
yours?
became a Mike Jimnitsky, Buck Williams fan because they
Okay.
were both on the Nets at the
Next.
time.
Yep.
And I got to go in the locker room and talk to those guys. Man, that made an impact on me. Anyway, enough about me and my 15 minutes of fame. Because I'm going to have a lot more fame now with this podcast.
Here we go.
Tune in.
Yes, sir. Tune in.
People.
Definitely.
Okay.
Subscribe, like, and all the above.
So let's get to the pigskin. Not much to talk about because it's been a week. This would have been better if we would have had our show on Wednesday. Hopefully, we have our show again on this upcoming Wednesday. Real quick, the thing that stood out the most from last week was obviously the Dallas Niners game. I'm going to give you the floor. I know it's been a week, so you don't have to be as emotional.
No, I'm not.
Unless you choose to.
I mean,
but you and I both picked Dallas. We were both very, very. Hold on a minute. I gotta get this. What does that say? Oh, very wrong.
Very wrong.
Sorry, there was another very on the floor.
Very wrong. Like, you know, it's crazy, right, Gil? Because my gut, I went with my heart, not my gut. Okay. And I thought, and I looked at the line. I said, I think it might be some flam in the line. I thought it was kind of, you know, I went more Vegas than I did my gut. Because my gut was like, every big game that means something, that's a contender, mind you. Dak Prescott does not perform very well, bro. I'm not confident in my quarterback at all, okay? I think we have a great team, minus our quarterback, because he does not make the right decisions. This dude has not been making the right decisions since his rookie campaign, bro. And the only reason he was good that time is Tony Romo was going through his back problems. So you had to kind of step up and prove that you could be the quarterback of this franchise. Jerry Jones doesn't believe in him. Steven Jones probably doesn't believe in him. Hell, I don't believe in him, okay? And I'm a Cowboy. I'm a diehard Cowboy fan, bro. And it hurts me because I know that we have a championship type of team. We have a Super Bowl caliber team, minus our quarterback. Because we're not going to beat Philly with that quarterback, okay? Man, maybe in a regular season game, okay? Yeah, we'll beat them then. But I'm talking about the playoffs. Like the playoffs. We're not going to beat them. And San Fran, forget about it. Forget about it. Go to San Fran and come to our house. Don't matter. What you seen was what's going to be a beatdown. Okay. Man.
What'd you think of Micah Parsons talking after the game? What he had to say? Did you hear his comments?
I didn't hear his comments, man.
He said, because Kittle had the F Dallas shirt underneath his uniform.
Okay.
So when the game was like over, he lifted up the jersey and it had the F Dallas. So that got underneath Micah Parsons.
I will play better.
And Micah was saying, you know, we're basically, I'm paraphrasing. Okay, we're gonna remember that you made it personal now, and we're gonna see you again, and we're gonna remember that. And you know, we're gonna put it on you when we, you know, because you made it personal.
Okay.
My own opinion is you had your chance to make it personal.
Yes.
They beat you this year. They beat you last year,
yes.
And I think they beat you the year before that.
Yes.
So the last 3 times they played, and the beating has only gotten worse.
Yes. So it's not personal.
If you play each other again this year in the playoffs, that the result's going to be any different. I'm thinking San Francisco is going to win by more, not less. And certainly, I'm not picking Dallas for all the reasons you said. I think Micah should just, you know, I know he's a great player.
Yes.
He's a great player on a good defense, which elevates the defense to making people think this might be a great defense. You don't have a great defense. You lost one of your starting corners.
Yes, we did.
You have a good defense. You have a good defensive coordinator that's elevated because of one player who was all world. Got to give it to him. He could play middle linebacker. He could play defensive. He's great. But he did nothing in that game, just like everybody else on your defense.
Well,
you want to make it personal? That was your time on the field to make it personal. Don't say the next time. Why would I think the next time is going to be any different than the last 3 times?
Just like you beat me up in a fight and I said, I'm gonna get you next time we fight.
Yeah.
Okay, you beat me 3 times already. Like, it should have been personal. It shouldn't have to be, and it shouldn't be a T-shirt that extra motivates you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You should already been motivated by the behind whippings that you've been having the last couple years, okay? And then they have one of the best O-lines in the game. Them and Philly have one of the best O-lines in the game. They have a great team. Only thing that's going to derail them, and I'm be honest, I got them going to the bowl. You know, only thing that can derail them is any team. If Purdy is the real deal in that offense, he's the real deal. Okay, they have receivers. They have a defense that's lights out, man. That defense is for real, bro. I mean, they have no weaknesses in their team. They have a complete team. We by far, like you said, we have a good defense. Obviously, it's a little great against bottom feeders and not good teams, of course. You know, you play the Giants, you play the Jets without Aaron Rodgers, you play these type of teams. Like, what you expect? Like, we lost to Arizona, bro. We lost to Arizona, who is clearly rebuilding. They're rebuilding. Okay, yeah, they're competitive. Yeah, they got some fight. They're a professional team, but we know, and we both know, they're not going to be the top of that division.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're not going to be with the Rams. They're not going to be up there with the San Frans and even Seattle. You know what I mean? So how can I get hyped because you beat a team when we beat the Jets without Aaron Rodgers with Zach Wilson as a quarterback? It's hit and miss with that guy. Okay, we won our first game. Okay, whoopie G golly, I forgot who the hell we played. I know we dominated. Was it the Giants? No, it wasn't the Giants because Giants got smashed by.
You dominated New England.
New England.
You dominated the Giants.
Yeah, with the Giants. New England
was first game. You shut them out.
It was Giants. It wasn't Giants. New England's broken. Okay, their quarterback is broken. They broke that boy's spirit, man. Like the offense coordinator is supposed to come in and change everything. I think he made it worse. Okay, it's bad. I mean, I don't think he's terrible. He come from Alabama. I don't think he's a terrible quarterback. But in that system with that old coach, and that old way, the Patriot way, it ain't the way no more. It don't work. Okay. Like the Tom Brady was your life force. He was your everything. He was that pretty girl that made y'all beautiful. Because y'all was an ugly franchise without him. Okay, let's be honest. Yeah. And then, like I said, we played the Giants, who are going to be bad this year. They're a lottery pick this year. It's just that bad. Their old line is terrible. Terrible. They're not protecting it. Daniel Jones ain't going to make it the whole year. Saquon's already broken. You know, I see why they didn't give him the big money because you're broken. You can't stay healthy. With that whole line, you won't stay healthy. Your receivers drop passes. It's just a terrible franchise. I'm sorry going to rant here, bro. But I'm just saying, I can't get hyped over teams that we beat because we have not beat a team I felt was a contender. We have not beat contenders, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. We haven't. You know?
Yeah, 100% right. Didn't mean to stir all that up, but I knew we had to mention it. It was worth mentioning.
Congratulations, Bears, though. Congratulations, Bears.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We are on a 1-game winning streak. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. You want to play a game?
Let's go.
Okay. I call this game the maybes.
Okay.
Okay?
The maybes.
The maybes.
Okay.
Here's what I want to do. I to be honest, I'm fine tuning it, but I got the idea by hearing this on the radio a few days ago. So, and I was excited. I'm like, oh, I want to do this with Larry. Okay. I'm going to ask you a series of teams, okay, in the NFL. And it's going to be about starting quarterbacks that you want to keep for the next 3 years. Okay, 3 years. We're not doing 4 or 5 year big deals, and we're not doing 1 or 2 year deals. Now, obviously, there are teams that have quarterbacks. We kind of already know what they're going to do after this year. You know, if you've got a good quarterback, you're keeping them. You're re-signing him. If you've got a quarterback that's on his last year of his deal, or he's been there a couple of years and you kind of know that they're going to part ways. So this is called the maybes, where these are teams that have a quarterback and maybe we will give them an extension, 3-year extension. Maybe we won't. And you come up with your own reason why. I don't want to spend too much time on each team, but think about it. Come up with a reason why, and I'll either agree or disagree for my own reason. Okay, I got a list. You ready?
Okay.
I think the
Yeah.
first one we're definitely going to agree on this. This is kind of, to me, out of the whole list, the most obvious. That's why I put it first. 3-year deal after this year, 3 years extension. Tennessee.
Tannehill.
Keeping or moving? You
Are
keeping or
we?
moving on?
I'm moving on.
Moving on. So am I.
Moving on. Yeah, we're moving
And
on.
I don't like the guy that they drafted last
I don't
year.
either. But I
So
think that he's
I
better.
think they're going to have to either get a Kirk Cousins
Yeah.
or they're going to have
Yeah.
to go again in the draft. But
Yeah.
I think no matter what, Tannehill, his
Yeah.
best days are behind him, and his best days weren't that great.
No.
And without their running back performing great, and he's been held in check this year.
Yeah.
That offense has been.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the defense is terrible. So on top of that, it's just a bad recipe. And for Vrabel, for the most part, has been a really consistent coach. You know, he's trying to make the best of what he got, you know. But yeah, Tannehill, that boat been sunk, you know. It was a failed experiment in Miami. He got a little life rejuvenated in Tennessee, but now his skill set, as we can see, is declined, man. He's just, you know, he's not one of the top tier quarterbacks. He's, you know, so why would I extend that? And like you said, Will Levy that came out of Kentucky, he's unproven, and we'll see. I mean, he's better than Malik Willis, who they fired the week before that. So yeah, it's just let dump him. Yeah, nah, I'm not extending that contract at all.
All right, we're in agreement with that one. Washington, yay or nay?
Oh shoot.
3
Well,
years.
how, man? He's young, so he has potential. With Benamy being a head coach, I think we can build.
Well, right now, Rivera's
Rivera will once he gets fired.
He's the head coach.
Yeah, he's gonna get. They're gonna fire Rivera. Unfortunately, or fortunately. I don't see. I mean, right now, I guess he's viable, so I guess they'll extend it. I wouldn't personally, but he's a rookie, so I mean, who's gonna go to?
It's what you would do.
I would do.
It's what you would not what you would do. You're running each of these organizations. You're the GM. You're the president of player personnel. What would you do? Would you extend him?
Nah, hell no, I ain't extending it, man.
So you're a no.
I'm a no on that guy.
And I'm a yes.
Okay.
So, I saw some things. I think he's tough. He's not tall. He's kind of stocky.
Yeah, stocky.
But he wouldn't consider him a big quarterback. And he's tough, man. He got whacked around against Chicago, and he's been getting whacked around. I think if they get an offensive line, I think the boy can play, in my opinion. I've been wrong before. I would sign him as of right now. We can redo this at the end of the year because I might change my mind at the end of the year. We'll get back to this in 12 weeks. We'll do it again.
Okay.
Atlanta.
He's showing me potential. Austin his contract. He showed me a little something last week. So Austin his contract. You know, Austin Rich contract.
We're gonna differ on this because I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. I know he's young, but I think he's got a ceiling, and I think he's a system quarterback. And in 3 years, he's gonna demand big money, and he's a system quarterback that's got weapons. I just don't see a big jump coming for him. I know he's in his second year, first year as a starter. I don't see it. Could be wrong. I don't see it. So I'm a no. So we're going to differ on that. Here's one that's interesting. Chicago.
Oh man, you know what, man? I'm a Justin Fields. I like Justin Fields, man. I think he done shown me stuff, bro. So I think with the right coach and the right offensive coordinator, man, he can be a good quarterback. He's shown me flashes, man. I don't think they open up the playbook enough for him, to be honest, and play to his skill set. So I would extend this contract. But if you give me the right OC and coach, yeah, I'm keeping Justin Fields. I'm not dumping him.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
If 110% was a real thing, which it's not, people, it's not a real thing. 100% I agree with you. Same reasons. Play to his skill set. he's not just a pure pocket passer.
Mm-mm.
He's a guy that likes to be on the move. You create
Yes,
an offense, you do
yes,
things like that, and play to his strengths. He will eventually evolve better,
yes.
but he's never going to be a pure pocket passer. Don't try and force it. Don't try and force it. Listen, when you get rid of talent, you gotta replace talent with talent. And
Agreed.
if the Bears got the number one pick, you consider Caleb Williams, but I've seen him have a bad game. As a matter
Yeah,
of fact, I've seen him have a bad game yesterday.
yeah.
Okay. And his bad games are just as bad as Justin Fields
Thank
or
you.
anybody else for
Thank
that
you.
matter.
Thank you.
Just
That's
as
my
bad.
argument.
And unless you have the number one pick, there's no other quarterback I would even consider replacing Justin Fields with
No,
at the end of the year. So I'm giving him his fifth year option, and I am looking to build up my offensive line and get him
there you
more
go. There
weapons.
you go. There you
Marvin
go.
Harrison Jr., please,
Yes, sir.
please.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I'm doing
Yeah.
because I've seen enough out of him to say he can win at this level.
You can.
It's the moving parts around him that got to get better more than it is him himself. He's got to get better too, but I'm definitely keeping Justin Fields. We're in agreement with that. Okay, Seattle.
No, I do not. I'm not a fan of. I'm not a. Gino, he ain't bad, but he ain't good.
3
either.
years, he's going to get
3
big
years,
money.
right? 3 years.
3
You know
years.
what? I'm gonna double back because Gino do win games for him, man. And I mean, he ain't terrible, and he is having his best years in Seattle. Extend him 3 years. Who's a backup? You got the boy on the bench. Right now, for what I'm seeing, I give him an extension. What I'm seeing now.
Ooh, I gotta change it then.
Yeah, what I see now, I give him.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I had to
thought
think.
you were gonna say no.
I had to think about it. I was like, you know what? How he's playing right now, I give him an extension because
Yeah, I say no. I say no. I think his best days were
Bro,
yesterday and today. I don't think his best days are tomorrow.
they're 3-1.
I'm talking about in 3 years. They're not the best team in the division.
No,
And he's not going to outplay Purdy. I think we know Purdy is better.
no, he's not going to play Purdy. I'll play
And
Stafford.
if Stafford is still in the league, I think Stafford will be better. So at best, he's the third best quarterback. I don't listen. I give him credit for playing his best ball a decade after he's been drafted, but I would go in a different direction. They have plenty of time. He's a stopgap guy. He's a now guy, and he's playing well.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
they got
Yeah, I
time to
agree.
draft and get another guy in here.
No, I
I'm a
agree.
no.
That's
I'm a
good
no
point.
for Gino. I've still
Good
seen
point.
more bad out of Gino than good. So and he's not old, but he's not young either.
That's true.
So that's a no for me. Okay, here's one. New Orleans.
With Carr,
They got Carr now. You're
I'm
gonna
pumping
you're gonna
Carr,
extend him you're gonna give him a 3-year
no,
extension?
no,
That's a no.
no, not for me. I won't. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like it. It's not. They have a defense. They have an offense with the right quarterback. He's not the quarterback for them. It's just not a good fit. It's not a good fit, man. I don't like what I'm seeing down there. That's my sister's team.
They although they haven't looked great offensively, very inconsistent, they win with him and they lose without him. Does that?
I mean, I still need a quarterback.
Oh, okay.
I need to build my team. No, I'm not for the future.
Mm-hmm.
The same reason we talk about Gino. I feel in the same area.
Mm-hmm.
He's good now. We talking about 3 years, and I ain't gonna say he's great now. He had a win, but
He's never been great.
He's never been great. So I'm gonna give me a young buck in there, and hopefully we can build around him. You know? Nah, not for me, bro. I'm not staying in that contract. Nope.
I'm in agreement with you. He's never been great. He's usually pretty good to good, but he's been bad too. And he's not getting any younger. He was in the 2014 draft. He's pretty much in the same boat as Gino. Gino was 2013. I think he's consistently a little better than Gino. I'm kind of making that comparison because they've both been in the league about the same amount of time. But I think Carr has a ceiling, and I think he's good enough to win, but he hasn't won yet. I think he's only made the playoffs twice, and he lost both of those
Yeah,
games, so he doesn't have a playoff win. I don't like the head coach.
I don't either.
So yes, they got a defense. I think they can beat mediocre to average
Yeah,
teams in the regular season. They might win the division, but I could see them winning the division, having home field in the Superdome, and still losing.
indeed.
I can
I
see
actually
that.
got the
I
Bucks
can
winning
see
that
Dallas
division.
going there and beating them.
I actually got the Bucks winning that division, believe it or not. I think
They
that Todd
might.
Bowles is a better coach than Dennis is. So, in my opinion, um, and Baker, Baker's Baker. So Baker, I like Baker, man. I think shit, Baker got heart. Baker take chances. I mean, yeah, he's a gun, you know. But as bad as he is, he could be great in the same game. That's Baker. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're gonna
Mhm.
get with Baker. So yeah, I don't like that whole situation in New Orleans, man. I really don't. Outside of
All
the
right,
defense.
we're in agreement with that. Miami.
Oh yeah, I definitely stand Tour. You talking about Tour, talk of Valera, right? You talking about
Mm-hmm.
Toil, right? Oh, I'm standing
Tua
him. Yeah, he's getting
Tua
max contract
Tagovailoa.
soon. He's getting max contract soon. That
Whoa.
offense is built around him, bro. They're built around Tour. They're built around him.
What about his injury history?
I get that part, but
The hip,
unfortunately,
the concussions.
yeah, that too. But they build
He's
around him.
small.
Yeah, that too. But I mean, when he's on that field, they built the offense around him. And to his credit, this year he's been cool so far. I know it's early, but he's been cool so far. Is it a risk? It's a high risk. Yes, it's a high risk, right? But that offense is really built around him. So I can't see another quarterback right now coming in and doing what he's going to do in that offense. I think him and the coach has a marriage. You know what I mean? Win or loss, we're gonna die. We're gonna live and die by you, Tor. I think that's the mindset. You know. Now after this extension, we'll have a different conversation. But for now, yeah, I'll stand him. And he's gonna
I
get max
uh,
money. Watch.
I reluctantly agree with you. When he's healthy and he's out there, that offense is buzzing. He is super accurate. He can
That's
throw guys open. He doesn't have a big arm, and he's not very mobile. He thinks he is, but he's not. But when he's in that pocket and it's clean and they're running that offense, he runs it perfectly,
perfect.
perfectly. I will cover my eyes as I'm making the contract for him.
It's some
Crossing
clauses
my
in.
fingers and hoping because he could get knocked out.
Yeah.
They don't have a great offensive line.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say yes as well, because when he's in there and he's healthy, he's as good. There's no one you're gonna put in there that's gonna run that offense better than how he's running it right now. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, I think we're gonna be in agreement with this one. New England.
Oh, man, hell no. The way it's looking now,
Man,
um,
you said hell no.
hell no, man. Like, no, no. And now maybe it's a combo of the OC, the coach. It's just maybe that system ain't for him. It's definitely the system, because I don't think he's a bad quarterback. You feel me? I don't think he's bad at all, but he don't fit in that system. So why would I want to extend it unless you plan on firing Belichick and bringing in a whole new team, a whole nother front office type guys, or coaches? It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's an experiment that's failed. And then there's some big shoes that you unfortunately fell under. Tom Brady, his statue should be in front of the stadium. Probably will be.
It
You
will
know,
be.
it will
It
be.
will
So
be.
it's hard to follow that, bro. So it's a lot of pressure on that young boy coming into there, man. And unfortunately, he hasn't lived up to the billing. I think the rookie season was decent, but last year and this year has been terrible, atrocious. How could I?
Mhm. Um, I'm not going to say hell no. I'll just say very much a no. Very much a no. You're right. He had a good rookie season, not outstanding, but good for a rookie.
Yeah.
Last year was terrible, but people were like, "Oh, there's no offensive coordinator. What do you expect? What do you expect?" Well, they got an OC this year.
Yeah.
They got one, and he is just as bad as he was last year.
If not worse.
He might be broken right now. He might need to go on the bench, reset, go on another team, reset, because he looks broken. He looks like he's got no confidence, and he's not getting support in the Boston area. I think they're all ready to move on. And I'll say something else. I don't know if you'll agree with me with this. So Belichick, people want to be like best coach ever, maybe the best coach in any sport ever. Whatever. That could be possible. But him as a GM bringing in his own players for his system, I'm not feeling it. Do you know without Tom Brady, the head coach's record that he had prior to Tom Brady and then after Tom Brady, he's under 500.
Yes.
And not like by a game or two. I think he's under by like 4 or 5. I think he's like 72 and 76, something like that, without Tom Brady. So
his success is linked to Tom Brady. Andy Reid to me is a great coach. Andy Reid to me is the top guy to me. He's in the Chuck Noll conversations to me, he's in the Landry conversations to me because of what you see what he does. He had McSlabbermuffin, who, for better or worse, they made the playoffs every time he was there, right? Then he got this Ferrari, he got this Tesla, he got this Bugatti, this thing called Patrick Mahomes, man. And when he got that thing right there, when he got that thing, when he put that thing on the street, because remember Alex Smith they were winning with Alex Smith, man. They were like 10-4, right? He got injured, right? And then they put this Ferrari out there, and I was like, man, that's messed up how they did Alex Smith like that. Like, he was winning, right? But Andy Reid knew he had a Ferrari, some putting his Dodge up. Yeah, it's a Hellcat. Who cares? I got a Ferrari, man. I got a Bugatti, man. You need 2 keys to try this joint, man. And that's what happened. He threw this Mahomes in, and that's a marriage, man. That's his dancing partner. Because in his freaky mind, he has a freaky mind, man. So he could put all this freaky stuff out there, and he got the quarterback to deliver the goods. And his quarterback's a dog. He's a dog. He's the top dog. Because that man just loves to win. You hear me? Yeah, so I can't. I'm Belichick. It was a good system. It worked for Tom Brady. I thought it was a great system because it's a dunk and dive system. And then you had a great quarterback. You can't not give him his legacy. Tom Brady's freaking one of the greatest, man.
Yeah. If not the greatest.
If not the greatest. So I think he made Belichick, to be honest. That's my opinion.
I agree. I think Belichick's a good coach, a great defensive coach, but I don't like him bringing in players. I don't like him. I think there is a resume there that does not bode well for him. And I think it wouldn't surprise me if the owner, Robert Kraft, at the end of the season approaches him and says, "Listen, we love you as a coach. I don't care for the players that you're bringing in. We want to give the GM duties to somebody else. We're going to bring in a GM, but we still want you as the coach, and you won't answer to the GM. You'll still be the guy in charge, but he's going to bring in the players for your system." And I got a feeling Belichick's going to say no to that. I don't think that guy with his ego and his resume is going to want to be demoted by anybody. So don't be surprised if the whole Belichick era ends.
At the end of the day, bro, it's going to come one day anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it comes for everybody. Even Philly got rid of Andy Reid.
Indeed.
Dallas got rid of Landry.
Sure did.
And then they got rid of Jimmy.
You sure did. You get me? So it's destined to happen, bro. I mean, you had a great run. You had a great run, bro. You're forever submitted in football lore. Okay, we got to move on. It's a new era, bro.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I think we're gonna move on. Las Vegas.
What, Garoppolo?
That's who they got right now.
Nah, I'm good.
Oh, that's it. Excuse me.
Nah, I'm good, bro. Jimmy G, I'm good. And probably the same reason why you said about the durability of Tua. Feel me? Except that Tua, I can see potential. You feel me? With Garoppolo, I don't.
Garoppolo is a system guy, good guy. He's a lot older than Tua. and he is just as injury prone
Yeah,
as Tua. I
yeah.
would definitely move on from him, not give him the extension. Let's get back to your boy you were talking about a little
Who's
while ago.
that?
Tampa Bay.
Oh, Baker. I like Baker. I like Baker in Tampa. I actually would keep Baker. I give him an extension. He's showing me enough. He can show me how he can move my offense. You feel me? You know, he's he's showing me fight and grit. You know, I like him in Tampa. I like Baker in Tampa.
Hmm.
I actually do.
Interesting. We're gonna disagree. I say no
Wow.
because I've seen the Baker act. I've seen him have good games. I've seen him
Okay.
have bad games. He's very inconsistent. You need consistency. I think he's a stopgap guy. I think he's a pretty good stopgap guy. But I saw him I saw him enough in Cleveland to say he's borderline starter to back up.
Okay. Okay.
He's definitely not a star, but he's got the name and the ego that he is a
Right.
star.
Right. Right. And I
He's
can see
not.
that part. I can see that part.
I'm not. I'm not giving him a 3-year extension.
Mm.
I'm not committing to him because
Mm.
I think you'll see before the year is out, he's going to have a couple stinkers that you're
Mm.
like, what was he thinking there? All right. This guy, we're probably going to be in agreement for the same reason, but they're playing pretty well right now, and he's still under contract. He's older, but not old. What do you think of the LA Rams?
Stafford.
Yeah.
I
Just
like
won a
Stafford.
Super Bowl 2 years ago.
We can stay Stafford as long as you keep him healthy, keep him upright. If you keep him upright, I'll take Stafford. I like Stafford, man. Especially with that offense. We got Cooper Cup, we got that young boy Akua and Akua. Yeah, with Stafford, they're a different team. We seen when he got injured, they was all over the place, man. He's older, yes. So we talk about 3 more years at his age. He's up in the Aaron Rodgers and Eric Connor. He's in that bracket. You know what I mean? So I think it'll be his last contract. Yes, it'll be his last contract. I was thinking it just to be his last contract, and after that, I'll be looking for a draft, trying to draft something for the future. But I think
We will disagree on this
ooh,
one.
you let go of Stafford.
He's another guy that's injury prone. He's older than Garoppolo,
Right,
way older than Tua. If I'm crossing my fingers with Tua and I'm like, oh, reluctantly gonna do Tua, and I'm saying no to Garoppolo, yes, Stafford is better than Garoppolo.
right.
He is better, but he's just as brittle. He's had the concussions. I could see Stafford at any point at the end of any season now saying, I'm done. I'm good. I made my money. I got my championship.
Yeah, I can see that part.
I could see that. I don't know that you can invest another 3 years with a guy that, your offensive line is still mediocre to be less than mediocre, and a guy that can't be hit like he used to be able to be hit.
That's true.
I'm just a 3-year commitment. I can't do
Yeah,
that.
3.
I
Yeah.
can't. I really can't.
Okay.
So that's a no for me. All right. What do you think about the New York Football Giants?
They did.
They just gave homeboy the bag.
I know. I mean,
Could you
it ain't
give
his fault. It ain't my opinion.
3 years?
It ain't his fault, man. To me, I seen what Daniel Jones could do with an old line that could keep him upright with some weapons. You know, as he's mobile. He can scramble. I think that style of play because he's forced to play this way is not good for his durability. He's a tough guy. He's definitely a tough guy. With like I said, with the right, if I invest around him for us building an old line around him, yes, I would take Daniel Jones for an extension. I like him up there for that. You know,
Wow. You
old
are
line.
a nice guy.
I am. I like the way he showed. They made the playoffs last year, man. So he
They
showed me
did.
that he can lead them to the playoffs with the right set in front of him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he has a terrible O line. Dude has no chance of being successful with that O line. They can't pass protect or run protect. your quarterback, as soon as he go backwards, drop there, the defense is there.
Yeah.
It's impossible to kind of win that way, man.
That makes a lot of sense. However, I disagree with you. Listen, Daniel Jones, he is what he is. He's pretty good, and maybe he would be better if he had an offensive line. Maybe he would be better if he actually had a wide receiver to throw to.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty good tight end, but let's be honest. The head coach, very good play caller, definitely helped his career, and he's the guy that's there. I think he's going to be there for a little while. Their offense was built, the success last year that they had was built around the running back, Saquon.
Right.
He's not playing this year. They're losing. It's just that simple. And now Jones, I think he's out for this game today. I don't think he's going to play. Listen, I think he's pretty good. I think he's good enough to be a starter, but he's not a guy. I didn't agree with the Giants giving him the contract that they gave him. I'm certainly not going to sign him for another 3 years. It's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me. Okay, 2 left.
Okay.
Denver.
Oh. Russell? No.
You giving up?
I'm giving up.
You're giving up?
I'm giving up.
You're turning your back?
I'll definitely turn my back. I think he has a beautiful wife.
I thought you were a nice guy.
He has a beautiful wife, some nice kids. I think that's a failed experiment. They're getting way too much bread. He's not even durable. His skill set was to scramble. He don't have that anymore. His decision making is terrible. It's just a bad situation, bro. And you want me to commit 3 more years with this guy? We've been bottom feeders for the last 2 years. Heck no. Why would I want to punish myself like that? I don't like self-abuse. That's self-abuse right there, bro.
You're giving up on Russell.
You're
giving up on Wilson.
I did.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm done. Only Wilson I like is the basketball.
With the head coach?
Yeah, the head coach, the quarterback whisperer, all that good stuff, right? Yeah, I heard that. Nah, that guy's over. He's over, bro. He's short, and in the past, he's a stocky guy, but in the past, he was able to scramble, maneuver, manipulate. He is past that. He is at the end of his career, bro. He came off injuries. No, he need to fall back. He got the money. Enjoy his wife. She's a great, beautiful woman, and let's leave it at that.
Oh. And here I thought you were a nice guy. I agree. I agree. This was a no-brainer. I mean, they gave up a lot in compensation, but it is what it is. They gave up a lot. The head coach didn't bring him in. He doesn't have to be committed to him. Yeah, I'm sure he said, "Oh, I could win with them," as he's chewing on the gum. No. Go out there. The head coach is going to be there for a few years.
Oh, yeah.
He's the guy that's going to be there for 3 years. Listen, you got to chalk it up. You made a mistake, just like San Francisco. San Francisco chalked it up. We gave up too much compensation for Lance.
We did.
But now we're the best team in the league. We're the best team in the league. You know, we did draft Mr. Irrelevant. We did that too. We didn't think he'd turn out to be this, but he's on our team. We drafted him. Listen, you can't beat a dead horse. Okay. And Russell's best days are behind him. Yeah. You're right. He's not going to get any taller. He's clearly not going to get better. Does the team have other issues? Is he the main reason? No. Now the defense is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. But Russell is not helping the situation. He's not the reason they're losing, but he's not helping. And with that kind of money and that kind of cachet, start over. Bring in your own guy. Trust your new head coach who's got a resume saying, I get my guy. I can win with my guy. So I would definitely move on from Russell. Last name, Wilson. All right, last one. I had to leave it for you. 3 years. You know what's coming. Big D, Dallas.
No. You already know my feelings on Dak Prescott, so I'm not sugarcoating it. No, he is not the quarterback for the future for the Dallas Cowboys, the #1 franchise of all sports. We are the #1. Yes, we are. Why would I? we went and got Trey Lance for a reason. We believe maybe hopefully Trey Lance will be our future. You know, he has a big arm. He has potential. He is young. And Dak Prescott is not going to get us a Super Bowl. I want a Super Bowl in Big D. I ain't just watching the game to watch the game, bro. I'm watching for a championship, okay? Yeah. So, nah, man, I'm dumping that guy, man. Somebody can have that problem. Somebody else can have that problem. I don't want that. I don't believe in him. I don't believe in him. No. Not extending no contract.
So if you dump him, you're believing in Rush or Trey Lance?
Yes, sir.
Over bringing in a veteran or bringing in a rookie over that.
But that guy, I believe in Cooper Rush. I think Cooper Rush we could win with Cooper Rush. I think they set him up in Philly that one game when Dak supposed to come back off his injury by play calling. It was terrible play calling. Why would you want to make him pass when he was run? Okay, yeah. So that being said, no, I'm not signing no contract with Dak Prescott at all.
Wow, what a slap in the face. I mean, you did an Ike Turner on him. You really did.
Yeah.
So I agree and I disagree. Okay. I agree that I would move on from him. I disagree with your plan B. I think Rush is a backup. I think if you put him in there as consistently as the number one, no good.
Well, that's right.
And Trey Lance,
we haven't seen.
I'm at the point where I have to see him play well,
right?
At least in one game before I can hand the keys to that franchise to him, and that is the franchise. Yeah. We could say what we want to say. Okay, I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm not a hater, but I'm not a fan. But that is not only the number one franchise in the NFL, it's the number one franchise in American sports.
Exactly.
And it's top 10 globally.
Globally, yeah. Exactly.
Globally. Maybe even top 5. I think it's probably just outside top 5 because those soccer teams.
Soccer
that's outrageous.
Yeah.
Man United, Real Madrid. Those teams are ahead. But as far as America goes, it's Dallas.
Yeah,
it's Dallas. I'm going to say no. I think they have to. I personally would get rid of Rush. If you gave compensation to Lance, to me he's your number 2. You go and you get somebody. You get a Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
I think a Kirk Cousins would be a nice stopgap guy for a year or two. Overpay him. Give him $40 million. Give him $42 million for 2 years with a 3rd-year option. Give him a signing bonus. Or make the contract guaranteed. 2 years guaranteed. He's not gonna turn down $82 million, $84 million. I wouldn't. 2 years. Well, that's not enough security. That's what I would do. I would get Kirk Cousins. That's me. I'd get a veteran guy, and I'd see if Lance makes the progression to surpass him within the next 2 years. Because you can 5th-year option Trey Lance. He'll still be under a rookie contract.
Right.
Or just go out there and get another guy.
Right.
There's always another guy. There's always another guy that they're going to build up through the draft. And one of these guys, it's going to be true. It's going to be true. Whether it's Caleb Williams, whether it's Trevor Lawrence or whomever. There's always going to be a guy they're going to say is generational. We gotta have. So I would. My plan B would be different, but plan A is the same. Get out of here. You're gone. Goodbye. See ya. Are you ready to make picks, homie?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right.
Let's go.
We don't have to be quick, but let's not take forever.
Okay.
Sunday morning, there's a game on right now. I have no idea what the score is.
I don't either.
Don't tell me.
Don't
tell me.
I don't know.
It started at 9:30, so it's been on for an hour. Baltimore at Tennessee, NFL Network. Tennessee, they're technically the home team.
Mm-hmm.
They are a 5.5-point underdog.
I like Baltimore.
So do I.
I like Baltimore.
I think Baltimore bounces back off of a game they should have won last week. I think Tennessee, this is the worst they've looked under this head coach in a few years. So
Henry can't get going either. So it's just
Henry can't get going. Like we
D
said,
Hop,
you can't depend on Tannehill,
you
and their
can't.
defense isn't playing that great.
And I think Baltimore, like you said, was a letdown game last week. They should have beat Pittsburgh. Um, just a lot of I think at the end it was mental, with Lamar, it was mental, mental error, and then him coughing that ball up, and
Can't do it.
can't do it.
Can't be turning the ball over on the road.
You definitely
Divisional
can't.
game. Can't
Can't.
do it. All right, so we both see Baltimore,
Yes, sir.
even with the points. 1 o'clock, Washington at Atlanta. CBS. Atlanta is favored by 1.5.
Man, it's a hard game to pick, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You can tell by the line that it's a hard game to pick.
Very hard. Atlanta's undefeated at home. They rely on the run. Washington is bad against the pass. Run wise, they're not even that good. Honestly, they're ranked 21st.
They abandoned the run. You see the whole second half they threw.
Yeah, they threw. Like you said, Howard's strong. Atlanta can't bring pressure, and then they're home. They're tough at home. So for those reasons, man, I'm reluctantly gonna say Atlanta. I'm gonna say Atlanta. So I'll go with Atlanta.
I'm going to say Atlanta too because, like we talked about, Ritter is undefeated at home, winless on the road, but undefeated at home. So you just stick with the trend. Yeah. You don't overthink it. This guy hasn't lost at home. They're at home. I'm picking him. All they got to do is win by a field goal. All they got to do is win by 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Washington. The only thing with Washington was that they've had extra time to prepare.
That part.
And now there's the whispers, that the owner, who did not bring in Rivera, is not committed to Rivera. Mm-hmm. So who knows? Sometimes pressure makes you tight. Sometimes it makes you lose.
The team might give up.
Let's go out there and ball out.
Play for Rivera. You know what I mean? So, but then again, if Bettamy is the substitute, then they might not want to play for Bettamy. But he's still on limited time there as head coach. So we know that. Yeah.
So I'm in agreement. I'm gonna pick Atlanta. Minnesota at Chicago. Fox. Chicago is a home dog, 3 points.
Wow.
That line talks to me. It's talking.
For me, it was like, okay, cause Minnesota owns y'all, man. Like in the Kirk Cousins era, they own y'all. You know, y'all have been aggressive the last couple games though. Y'all showing me something, especially the Denver and Washington game, which Denver is terrible and Washington is not that good. In Minnesota, they didn't lost Justin Jefferson, so I would have thought that the line would have came down, because you lost your number 1 receiver, right? But yet you're still a 3-point favorite on the road. That's telling to me, So for me, I would take Minnesota just because of the line. I like what y'all doing, man, but I would take Minnesota.
I'm again in agreement with you. The line is talking to me. Listen, no Justin Jefferson. I think this could be a high-scoring game, but ultimately Cousins is the guy. I think he's only lost once to the Bears since he's been with Minnesota, and it was in 2018 when the Bears were good.
Yeah.
That year, and it was a game in Chicago when it was cold and it was.
Yep. It was a nasty game.
It was all there for the Bears to win. Listen, I think the Bears. They might be starting to get their mojo offensively. Now they are down to their 3rd string running back. They lost a bunch of running backs in that Washington game. Foreman is going to start, even though his last game he was a healthy scratch. So it shows that
he's not a bad running back.
He's okay, but he kind of fell out of favor for some reason. I'm going to say Minnesota is going to win this game and they're going to cover. I think Chicago will score points, but I think this will be like a 30-25, 24 kind of game. Okay, and that hurts me to say that, and I hope I'm wrong, and I hope you're wrong too.
Yeah.
Seattle at Cincinnati. CBS. Cincinnati's favored by 3 at home.
I think we're starting to get into that Joe Burrow mojo. I think they need that win in Arizona to kind of spark it. Seattle ain't a bad road team. They definitely got pieces there. But I like that corner, man. That corner's serious. I like that corner. But then he played the Giants, so Giants can make anybody look good. Um, I'm going with Cincinnati at home. A hard place to play in. You know what I mean? The only teams that kind of go in there and kind of beat them for real is their division. You know, like the Baltimores, the Pittsburghs, the Browns. You know, they give them fights, but outside of their division, they normally kind of dominate at home when it's outside of the division. So I like Cincinnati.
For all the reasons you made, that pick makes sense, and that's kind of where my instinct goes, is to pick Cincinnati. But if I take a minute and just pause and I really think it through, when you're a road team, what travels? Defense and a running.
And run game.
And that's what Pete Carroll's about. Cincinnati, even though they looked good, I still don't think they're right. I still don't think they're right. I think they still can be had. I got to see some consistency, not just one game. I'm going to go against my first instinct, and I'm going to pick Seattle as a road win outright. Forget the point. I think they win outright. I think Seattle has an identity. They know who they are. I think Cincinnati still O-line. I don't think the defense has been playing as good this year as they did last year. I just don't think they're right yet. I don't think they're right. The T. Higgins is coming back this week, but is he going to be T. Higgins, or is he just going to be another guy on the field to open it up for Chase or whomever? I got to see one more good game for Cincinnati to be like, okay, Cincinnati's back. Okay. So I'm gonna say Seattle for those reasons. Okay, I think we're going to be in agreement with this one. San Francisco at Cleveland. Fox. Cleveland is a 9.5-point underdog and no Deshaun Watson playing.
49ers.
49ers outright, even with the points?
With the points, yes. I like them with the points.
No letdown? You're not worried about a letdown?
Now with Brock Purdy as a quarterback.
Dallas?
Now with Brock Purdy as a quarterback, that offense is explosive, man. And then Christian McCaffrey is your Swiss Army knife, man. He is all over. And then that defense is like that. And you talking about putting PJ Walker in there, who was Carolina's old backup quarterback, right? And yeah, it sounds good for pressers, but you're talking about the number one defense that's going to bring pressure. So you're going to have to put points on the board to be able to beat them. You feel me? Yeah, 9.5 is a lot for a road team to be coming in, giving up to a underdog. But man, they be destroying teams, man. So am I cool taking Cleveland with 10? Nah. Against San Fran? Nah, I will hope that they don't have a letdown game, but nah. I like them. I like them for the 10.
I agree, but I think the first half we're going to be like, ugh.
Yeah.
I think San Francisco will probably come out a little flat.
Yeah.
Not quite as intense. It is a road game. You know the Cleveland fans always show up.
Yes.
And every minute that Cleveland is in it, it's going to be more pressure on San Francisco. I think that first half is going to be close. I think it'll probably be like a 3-point game in the first half, but the better team, San Francisco, is a complete team on every level, offense and defense, offensive line, quarterback, running backs, wide receiver, tight end, defensive line. They got the best defensive line in the NFL. Linebackers. They got the best middle linebacker in the NFL.
Yes, they do.
They have a pretty good secondary. I think San Francisco wins because they have more Jimmies and Joes. Plus, their head coach is better with the X's and O's.
Indeed.
Circle, though, if you catch a little bit of this game, circle the matchup between Miles Garrett and the left tackle.
Oh yeah,
Williams. That's going to be nice.
Oh, it's going to be nice.
That's going to be nice. That's going to be some real some real ball.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. Yeah, Trent Williams. Yeah,
Trent Williams and Miles Garrett. That's going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah,
you bring your popcorn for that one. All right, New Orleans and Houston. Fox. Houston is at home. They are a underdog, 1.5 underdog against New Orleans.
One thing that Houston suffers from is the run. They're not good against the run. But that being said, man, I just like Houston in this game. I like Houston. I see Houston with that defense pressure. I like Houston. I actually take the underdog in this game.
I'm going to disagree with you there. I love how Houston is playing. I think C.J. Stroud definitely should have been the number 1 pick in the draft. I got a little story to tell you about that. I think New Orleans just has more players. They're more experienced. Yeah, it's a road game, but they're going up against a rookie quarterback that's hasn't turned the ball over yet. It's a close line, but I think New Orleans is going to win that division. And I think if you do that, you got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. I think they're gonna cover because the line is so small.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're gonna win by at least 2. I think Houston's gonna come to play. I like what they're doing. I'm picking New Orleans. Now the story I wanted to tell you real quick. So we all know that Carolina had the number 1 pick in the draft this past year by making the trade with Chicago. So I heard on the Rich Eisen show this week, and Rich has got people in the know, so he doesn't just put stuff out there unless he had good sources. But he said that it is an open secret that the coaching staff, after bringing in all the quarterbacks, the one-on-ones and all that stuff, they were leaning towards C.J. Stroud. But ownership, the owner and the owner's wife liked Young, and that's why I went with Young. Yeah.
Wow.
And you see right now, Young is up and down at best.
Yes, sir.
Stroud is playing well.
He's
playing well.
Real well.
So,
real well. Better than Young.
These owners that meddle, man, and the owner has a meeting with the coaches once a week to talk about the team. There's only one other coach in the league that does that. One other owner in the league that has meetings.
Probably Jerry Jones.
Coaches. You want to guess?
Probably Jerry.
That's Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry.
It's Jerry.
Jerry.
Jerry's also the GM, though.
I know.
So he owns and he picks the players. This owner is just the owner, and he's not a football guy.
Well, he didn't make a smart decision. So far, it looked like he didn't make a smart decision. Once again, he's a rookie. Peyton Manning threw 15 picks his first.
People got to remember that.
So
people got to remember that.
You got to remember that, man. Like you got to take the bad with the rookies because you're throwing different packages at them. You got to let them get acclimated to the NFL speed, man. Once he get there, and I ain't giving up on the guy. You know what I mean? I believe that once he kind of get feel out the NFL, then he'll be a good quarterback. He is short. That's one thing. But with Frank Wright is not a bad coach when it comes to once again, like you said, though, he did, and that wasn't like a guy he was going for. He was going to go for C.J. Stroud, which made sense because he likes taller quarterbacks. But the owner had to pipe in. He cutting the check. So what you going to do?
Hey, man, if it's me, and it's easy for me to say that sitting in this chair in Newark, Delaware, I'm not in Carolina, and I don't know what the owner is saying. But unless Frank Reich, this is his first year with Carolina. Unless when I signed my contract and the owner said before I signed it, by the way, I pick the players too. You're just a coach. The GM answers to me. But if I want a guy, the GM, you're going to coach him. He's going to draft them. Unless the owner said that to me, and I'm guessing that he probably didn't, I'm picking my guy.
Exactly.
If me and the GM agree on the guy, I appreciate the input the owner has. This is your team, but I'm picking my guy because I'm the one you're going to fire. And there's a saying, make your own mistakes, not someone else's.
Indeed.
If this doesn't work out and he gets fired, he's got to live with the fact that he wanted another guy that's playing well and he got talked out of it by the guy who fired him. No. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but pick your guy.
Indeed.
Pick your guy. So tune in for that, peoples. Indianapolis at Jacksonville. Divisional game, CBS. Jacksonville at home is a 4-point favorite. And Jacksonville has had the Colts number the last 2 years.
They have. And I think that's going to continue today. The only thing that I worry about is just them coming from England and that can kind of get acclimated back in the States. Both of them playing good football for the most part. Minshew is going to be starting today because Richardson just keep getting injured, man. That style of play don't work very well. You got Jonathan Taylor for a whole week now.
Yep. And this is Minshew's return to Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, right. The Jazz been playing good ball, man, with Trevor Lawrence, they had a letdown game against Texans, but Texans owned them. So I like Jacksonville. I'll take Jacksonville in this game.
I'm going to take Jackson. I'm going to take Jacksonville with the points. I actually think Jacksonville's going to blow them out.
Yeah.
I think they're going to win double figures easy. Matchups make fights.
They do.
Right now, the Colts, they're playing well. They're playing better than I thought. I think they got, what do they have, 3 wins already this year?
Yeah.
They got at least 2. I think they got 3.
Yeah, they got 3. They beat
but I think Jacksonville's going to get them on this one. The last 1 o'clock game, Carolina at Miami, CBS. Miami at home is favored by 14.
That's a lot of points.
Huge.
That's a lot of points. But you know what, brother? I took Carolina last week with 16.5 points and still lost. I was mad. 16.5. They was giving me 16.5 and he lost by like 20 something.
Did you learn a lesson?
I did. I never bet with Carolina. As long as Bryce Young is the quarterback at this point. I'm going Miami. You talking about that? And they just got blown out by Buffalo, embarrassed by Buffalo, beat them by 20 something points. I'm taking Miami. I'd be crazy. I can't gamble with. 14 is a lot in the NFL. Anything can happen, man. Tua could go out with injury, and I could blow that whole ticket. To be honest, but I don't want to shoot the dice with Carolina because Carolina is just, they're that bad this year. And you talking about
I think Carolina is top 3 worst team in the league right now, and they could be number 1 because they're still winless. Miami right now, I think, is favored to win their division. They might not, they might not. But Buffalo's still in it, obviously.
Yeah.
But right now, you'd have to say Miami. 14 points, 24 points. I'm taking Miami all day. They're at home. It's still hot. They know how to play in that weather.
Yes, they do. And yes, they're down a running back, but they got 2 more.
Yeah, they got 2 more. They're going to be fine. The running game is just to keep the defense honest, for them to throw to those cheetahs out there. So I got Miami all day, just like
against that secondary. Oh my God, that's a field day. That's a record day. That should be like a 200 for the cheetah today. Yeah. I won't be surprised for you fantasy guys. If you got the cheetah, you might go for 2 today, man.
Yep. All right, let's go to the later games. 4:05, New England at Las Vegas.
Interesting.
So CBS, Las Vegas is a 3-point favorite, and Josh Daniels is 2-0 as a head coach against Bill Belichick. So this will be the 3rd time they play each other.
Hard game to call, bro. The Raiders being a 3-point favorite anybody is alarming. But I think that New England just, man, they don't know, man. They don't know what's going on out there, man. I think they'll make, but you know what? That boy been going against some pretty good defenses though, and I can't count the Raiders as a good defense. So I actually think that Mac Jones will have a good game today. I actually take New England for the points. I'll take New England for the points.
New England for the points, but Vegas to win.
Man, New England might even beat the Raiders, man. Like, they might beat the Raiders, man. So I actually like New England today.
New England outright.
Right.
We are going to disagree here. I believe in trends, especially recent trends. I don't like Josh Daniels, but the fact that he's beaten his mentor twice, and the second time was last year. I'm going to go with Vegas. I'm going to go with Vegas to win and cover. New England's not that good, and I'm not going to expect them to be better on the road than they were at home. Not that good. It might be a pretty decent game. I think Vegas wins, and they cover. Okay. 4:25, Detroit at Tampa. Fox. Tampa Bay is a 3-point underdog. to Detroit.
Detroit got a better team
Detroit's got a better team, but they're a dome team, and now they're on the road
on a natural
in
grass surface.
Florida.
In Florida,
Natural,
hot.
probably going to be hot.
You know what, bro?
And you like your boy Baker.
I do. Give me the Bucks. I was liking the Bucks this week for the points. I actually like the Bucks. Give me the Bucks.
I like the Bucks too.
Yeah, for the points.
I like them too. I think Detroit's the better team.
Yes, sir.
But I don't think Detroit's going to have one of these. How many games do they play now? They play 17. I don't think they're going to win like 14 games. I think they're going to win like 12, 11 games and easily win the division. So, yeah, they're going to be like 11-6. But they're going to lose a few games, and I think they're going to lose this one. So I agree. I like Tampa. Arizona at the Los Angeles Rams. Fox. The Rams are favored by 7. It's a divisional game.
Divisional game 7. I think in the past, the Rams have owned them. You got Cooper Kupp. You got Cooper Kupp on one side. You got the Trouble on the other side.
I know which way I'm going.
That's a lot of freaking points for the 7, man.
Say it. Be different from me. Be different. Be different.
It's a division game. And you're talking about 7 with the Rams, who are disappointments at times. Give me the Cardinals for the points.
Damn! Ah!
Yeah, give me the Cardinals for the points.
I agree. I thought you were going to say Rams even with the points. I think the Rams will win, but I think Arizona is going to cover the points.
Yeah, I think it'll be a crazy close game because Arizona's been in a lot of these games. You got to credit against San Fran. They was then towards the fourth. The fourth got away from them. And then you talking about Matt, and their defense ain't that bad.
Yeah. Arizona's come to play, man. They could have won 2 more games. They could have won 2 more games.
They could have. They could have beat the Giants, and they could have beat the Giants. They could have beat both of them teams, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I wanted us to disagree. All right, maybe we'll disagree on this one. Philadelphia at the Jets. Fox. The Jets are a 6.5 point home underdog.
I like
6.5.
I like Philly.
A lot of players are missing from Philly. A lot of players are missing from the Jets.
Are they?
Yeah. Sauce isn't gonna play.
I know Sauce isn't playing for the Jets, so that's rough because as long as AJ Brown and the receiver core is still playing, it's gonna be matchup problems.
No Jalen Carter for the Eagles.
Okay. Well, they still got a lot of pressure guys. They got a lot of guys that can fill in.
No Darius Slay for the Eagles either.
Oh, no Darius Slay?
Yeah. So back end front end is hurt.
But you got Zach Wilson as your quarterback. So
this is the easiest pick for me.
Eagles, man. Eagles. Even with the injuries, Eagles.
I think we talked about this before. In the history of the Jets playing the Eagles in the regular season, and they play every 4 years, what do you think the record is?
Probably undefeated.
Correct. Philadelphia is undefeated. They've never lost to the Jets.
I don't see it happening.
Season. And I know players change, and every 4 years there's a lot of different players. That's a trend until it breaks. I'm not picking against it, and I'm definitely not putting my money on no Zach Wilson.
I'm definitely not.
Get out of here. Might as well flush it down the toilet.
Right about that. Like I don't care. I'm not. You can't sell me them Wolf tickets. No sir. No. And then you talking about that defense that could bring pressure, and he's going to make some dumb decisions with the football. Yo,
the Jets just lost their best offensive lineman last week,
and they lost their top D guy. Well, one of the top, Williams up front. Quentin Williams. He's a clog up in the middle. He gonna bring pressure, but to Jalen Hurts, man, that dude's poised, man. He's poised, bro. He's a big timer, man. And unfortunately, the Jets season went with Aaron Rodgers.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're in agreement there. No shocker. All right, the primetime game, 8:20, New York Football Giants against the Buffalo Bills. They're hyping this up as, the New York game, the big game. It's going to be on NBC. Buffalo coming off of a loss. Giants coming off of a loss.
Okay.
Buffalo is favored by 15.
God, come on.
That's
You know,
more than two touchdowns.
Me personally, I'm not betting that game. Okay.
Mhm.
But I would actually take the Giants for the points, man. Because the fact that Tyrod Taylor's gonna be playing, right?
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor. With that old line, he'll be able to scramble a little bit more, but the receiving core sucks. The backups, 15. Because the Giants got some freaky stuff happen. Is Saquon playing?
He is game time decision, but Daniel Jones is out.
And he's out.
As you mentioned.
Man, I think they could put something together for Tyrod, man. You know, I know he's not the best quarterback. Obviously, he's a backup, and he's a traveling backup. But Josh Allen and boys destroyed Miami at home. Though they beat my
Buffalo's coming off of a bad loss.
Yeah, that's a bad loss too. Nah, let me switch that, bro. Give me until they show me different. Give me Buffalo, man. I can't take the Giants, man. They're the worst team in the NFL, man. Outside of Carolina.
Ooh, you think they're the worst?
Outside of Carolina.
Yeah,
I think outside of Carolina.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think Denver might be the worst.
No, they are. Denver.
They might, and I think they're going to be sellers at the trade deadline. So I think they're only going to
they're breaking that whole thing apart. They're going to break that whole thing down, man.
I could see Sean Payton going after Caleb Williams for that number 1 pick. I could see.
Now, if that happens, I think Caleb would come out.
I think he would too.
I think he'll come out and go to Denver.
I think he would too. But that coach and that city, and that tradition, I think he would too. Unfortunately, we are going to agree again. And I was all excited because you were talking Giants.
Man. I didn't think about it though.
But Buffalo's coming off of a loss, and they are very good coming off of a loss. And the Giants are very bad. And whether Saquon plays or not, Tyrod Taylor, he might not finish the game. He gets hurt all the time. He's super brittle. So this might come down to the third string quarterback against Josh Allen. No, thank you. I think Buffalo will easily.
It might be 30-0, man.
I think they will cover this in the second quarter. This game will be covered.
Because that means that the Giants will have to match them point for point, or defensively stop Josh Allen in that offense and trade that, which I don't see either of them equations happening.
Yeah, I don't either.
The only way I can see them being in this game is Josh Allen had one of them dumb games where he turned the ball forward 4 times. That's the only way.
Which can happen.
Which can happen. You can be aggressive.
But if it doesn't happen, they're going to win by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, easily.
So we're in agreement again. Blah blah blah. I guess you can't make a line, minus 28. I guess you can't do that.
Nah, man.
Only in college you could do that.
Only in college football you could do that.
All right. So the last one, I'm going to lean back on this one just before our podcast ends. Monday night.
Yes, sir.
8:15 p.m.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Prime time.
Against the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yes, sir.
Let me go, the Super Chargers.
Yeah.
The Chargers are a home 1.5 point underdog.
Okay.
That line tells me all I need to know.
Yeah, man. I like my boys, man. I don't care about them. I like my boys, man. One thing we do, this is not a big game, okay? This is not San Fran. This is not the Eagles. This is not Buffalo. This is not them type of teams. It's not Baltimore. This is the Chargers, okay? The most inconsistent team in the NFL, okay? With a great quarterback, by the way. Justin Herbert, definitely
way better than your quarterback.
Oh, way better. You give me that quarterback, I'm talking about Super Bowl with that quarterback all day long. All day long. With that, yeah. We'll win this game. This is a game where Dak Prescott will look like he's good. He's, the whispers and the offense was clicking. One at the post conference, we'll win this game. So I'm confident in Dallas winning this game.
I also agree. Even though I don't love your head coach, I can't stand the Chargers head coach. And I'll tell you something else that you probably already know. Even though this is technically a road game, there's going to be more Cowboy fans in that stadium than there will. You're going to hear them react a lot more to the Cowboys when they make a play than you will. So this is going to be like another home game for Dallas.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Coming off of an embarrassing loss.
Yeah.
100%. 100% in agreement. We barely differed on anything. We differed, not that.
Game.
Oh, we differed on Seattle, Cincinnati.
Yep.
We differed on New Orleans, Houston.
Yep.
Did you pick New England over Las Vegas?
I did. I did.
We differed on that.
I did.
And that's it. We agreed on everything else. We differed on 3 games.
Who's your top 5 for this week? What's Gil's top 5 out of all these games? What 5 were you putting your money on as a betting man? And what would you put your money on? Say, hey, I'm going to walk away with a winner with these 5 teams.
5 is a lot.
It is a lot.
5 is a lot. So, Dallas.
Okay.
Philadelphia.
Okay.
Buffalo. Miami.
Okay.
I need one more, huh?
One more.
Oh, gosh. San Francisco.
Okay. That's your 5.
That's my 5.
Okay. That's Gil's 5.
Do you have 5, or do you want to just say I'll lock down 1 or 2?
My 5, man. I'm giving you my boys for 1, Dallas for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of agreeing with you, Miami.
Mm-hmm. That's 3. Philly Jets, like me?
I definitely like Philly. So that's 4. Only difference was I'm gonna give you Cincinnati. I'm gonna give you Cincinnati.
That's your lock? That's a lock?
I like Cincinnati. That's my lock. Cincinnati.
We are different because I picked Seattle.
I picked,
I'm not. I don't feel like great about it, so I'm not locking that one in. I almost picked Minnesota. I almost did that. It was between Minnesota and San Francisco, but I went with the really good team is what I went with.
Yeah, and then the line is 9.5, man. It's like, 9.5 is like.
Yeah, but I just think in the second half, San Francisco's going to show that they got the better roster.
In the second half, exactly. You'll see how the talent it will show itself, and then especially with that old line they got, because Brock Purdy's been proven, bro. He's durable. I mean, he's definitely durable, and then he makes smart decisions with the football. They have a great defense, though. Cleveland has a good defense. So it's definitely a good defense, but San Fran got a hell of a defense. Mm-hmm. You talking about a backup that ain't even a good backup against that defense. Man, you crazy as heck if I think I'm going to take Cleveland. Nah.
You must be crazy. You must be crazy.
I must be crazy. And my lady, she'll tell all the time, you pick Cleveland? Where you from, Ohio? She said, yeah, but I don't like Cleveland. I said, yeah. Well,
it's not personal. It's just business.
It's just business.
All right, hey brother, that's our show. I want to thank all the listeners for tuning in. I want to thank you for being my partner once again in the greatest podcast that I've ever participated in, ever. And hey, listen, the sign off is all yours.
Hey man, we thank y'all for coming in. To subscribe, click to the channel. We're gonna give you every week. We're gonna give you our opinions, our trending. Don't worry, it won't be as long as it was today. We kind of put a lot in for y'all today. But tune in. It's always interesting. It's always great. And then see you later, my man. You have a great Sunday. Enjoy these football games, man. I will. I'm eager to see what this score is right now. And we'll see, man. 5-0. Hopefully you go 5-0. Who knows?
I'll see you Wednesday along with our listeners.
Yes, sir.
9 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Check us out. What's good? Gil and Larry. Deuces, y'all.
Peace.